Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second season of high school football. It's playoff time. Tonight's broadcast will feature the hosting Unioto Shermans versus the visiting Clinton-Massie Falcons. I'm your play-by-play broadcaster, Matt Baker, and with me tonight, special guest color commentator Steve Graves. Say hi to the people, Steve.
Hello, Falcons.
Unioto comes off a very impressive 9-1 season to start their second recent playoff berth as Coach Matt Hoops leads the Shermans in his third year as head coach. He will be opposed by 26-year veteran head coach Dan McSorley in the Clinton-Massie Falcons. After winning a 2021 Division IV state championship, the Falcons have amassed a 5-5 record, getting into the playoffs as the number 13 seed. So as we get ready to kick off here, Steve, why don't you share a few keys to the game?
I think keys, if you're offensively for Clinton-Massie, you got to bring that physicality up front. You got to execute, stay on schedule, and play with the chip on your shoulder. Defensively, create some turnovers if we can. Avoid the big play, which we'll get into here in a little bit. And the big one is they're a big screen team. I've been talked to the coaches and some players this week. They got to be able to sit on the screens and read these screens.
So talk a little bit about the thought process. You had said you talked to Coach McSorley. They won the toss,
yes,
and they decided to receive.
Yes, Coach was very adamant on that this week. He wanted to flip gears a little bit. We've been deferring here recently, but his idea was we want the ball. Let's sustain a big drive, hopefully punch it in for a score so you can kind of knock the wind down him a little bit. On the flip side, he didn't want to kick to him, avoiding, like you said, getting all that hoopla going here. So we'll see.
Yeah, they have a tendency to pooch kick all of their kickoffs. So I believe I heard some coaches say that they changed a little bit of the lineup in the second line there to make sure that everybody had good hands and ready to catch. And you can see on film that there's a big distance between the returners, which is Logan Chesser and Cooper Carmack, and the second line of defense there, which has your Brady Russell, Peyton Brewer, I believe Nolan Phipps.
Yeah,
and
four
Tristan
guys
Trampler.
up there. It's pretty odd to see this type of formation for them.
Yeah.
But they've scouted it out, so they're ready for it.
Off of this should be Pettigrew.
Mm-hmm.
Pettigrew will be your kickoff specialist for the Shermans. Unioto Shermans, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we'll be calling them tonight. But you also hear us say tanks. So
yes.
In each of the end zone, they have the word tanks. The Sherman tank as a combination of their mascot there, the Unioto Shermans. And many, many years ago, they actually parked a Sherman tank out front. About 30 years ago, they told me, and that allowed them to kind of transition to the tanks. And like they said, who isn't afraid of a tank?
That's right.
So, yeah, it's a good transition.
Pretty cool, yes.
Unioto again 9-1, coming off with Pettigrew. Pooch kick is exactly what you see. A fair catch called by Tristan Trampler. It's going to be at the 28-yard line. He shakes his hand, shows for the fair catch, retrieves it well. And Tristan Trampler's a great guy you want to have back there. Great.
Oh, absolutely. It's a guy you can trust. He's a freshman, and he's just grown that trust with the coaches. Well played there by Clinton-Massie. Scouted it out. They knew exactly what was coming.
And you mentioned wanting to be on offense first, wanting to kind of stop the big offensive play on the Unioto side. What are you looking for in the first drive here?
I think they're going to try to establish Brody Clutter. I think Brody Clutter's got to have a big game tonight for us. Keegan's going to be able to do about everything. They're not going to take anything away from the playbook. He is a little banged up, but they said he's full go tonight as far as all offensive play calling.
Single receiver to the right, overload to the right, wishbone backfield. Gamey Dow gets one on, and he finds an opening off the right-hand side. It's going to be an 8-yard gain on first down, and I know that the coaches had mentioned to me that one of the things they're looking for is to really look at that off-tackle play.
Yes, that was the big point of emphasis when I talked to even a lot of the players during class this week was, Coach, we're going to try to go off-tackle, get in there a little bit. So first play was good.
Zantini said that you're going to see a plethora of defenses. You're going to see a 4-3 front. You're going to see a 5 front, 52, maybe even a 53, and even a 6-2 if possible. So 8 to 9 guys in the box. Obviously, Clinton-Massie's used to that.
Yeah.
Somebody you're going to hear about a lot on defense is going to be Matt Griffin. That's number 2. Coach called him one of the best players he's ever had the pleasure of coaching. Brody Clutter, unfortunately, gets stopped, but it does look like he's going to have enough for the first down. So that's going to be a first down run on second down, resetting the chains at the 39-yard line. If you're with us on TV, we appreciate you joining us. It's right to left for Clinton-Massie, left to right for this first quarter for the Shermans. And we appreciate you joining. Tell a friend if you haven't got there yet. Go to the YouTube channel of a Campus Nation and tell a friend to join us. Let's see how many people and see if we can send some shout-outs here later. Jack Elkins, who came in at the backup quarter position last week and did a great job as your single receiver to the left. Opening is Gavin Hunter. He finds it to the right-hand side. He's off to the races to the 40, to the 35, Out of bounds goes Gavin Hunter, and Gavin Hunter is playing just lights out ball right now.
Yes, he has been huge for them down the stretch here. He's going both ways now. He's kind of like that senior that says, hey, I don't just want to play defense anymore. I want to help out offensively. And he says he's going to empty the tank.
He wants to have every single opportunity to help his teammates.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Yes, and that's fantastic of him.
And
great cutback right there on that run, too.
I said that to Coach Z at lunch today. I said it seems like Gavin is recognizing a two-gap cut. So he's coming into the, let's say, the 17 and going back to the 15, maybe even the 13 at that point. So this time a double slot look. Goes Gavin, back to Brody Clutter. An opening comes open quickly, but shuts down after the Shermans stop him for a 5-yard gain. But you've gotten 6.
Yes.
You've gotten 5. Yes. You've gotten 35. It seems like, or not quite, 20 yards or so. So, I mean, you're getting those positive chunks in these first few.
You can tell up front early we're bringing that physicality up front right now. We're owning that line of scrimmage right now, and if that continues, it could be a good night for the Falcons.
Yeah, I want to share what the coach said. So we're going to bring you some thoughts by Coach Hoops. He was very gracious in joining me earlier this week. I appreciate him taking the time to do that. In fact, overload left goes Owen Trick, wishbone backfield, single receiver to the left. Gavin Hunter gets that opening, finds another opening there, but he's going to go down at the 25-yard line, 24. And I said, Coach, what's the opposing team's strength? What is Massie's strength? And the first thing he said is the ability to control the line of scrimmage.
Yes. And going into this season, we go all the way back. That was the talk, That was the talk. And here tonight, they're going to come up and hopefully step up and prove that for us.
And if you watch Clinton-Massie football at any point in this year, especially towards the latter part of the year, you've recognized that the gelling of the offensive line is better now than it was in those first out-of-conference set of games.
Absolutely. This offense has come a long way, and kudos to the coaches and the kids. Keep them buying in. It's been great to watch.
Yeah, Coach Hoop specifically mentioned 55 Owen Trick and 59 Adam Frisch are men that you have to deal with. Gavin Hunter again opening, finds a small gap to the left-hand side. Not a big gain there. In fact, it's going to be about a 4-yard gain on first down, so it's going to be 2nd and 6 as they set up in the midfield at about the 20-yard line.
Be anxious to see here if we keep pounding in, or maybe it's time to get maybe see Logan Chesler out here on the numbers one time maybe.
You do see Logan Chesler has stepped in for Gabe McDowell and running this play in. As Keegan Lamb, as you said, banged up, unfortunately just made it out of the first defensive series. It was the only thing he was able to do last week. Jack Elkins comes in and plays a phenomenal game. Turned around, handed it off to running backs left and right, and it worked out in Clinton-Massie's favor against Wilmington. Logan Chesler tries to find an opening off the right-hand side, but he is stopped after a 3-yard gain. So staying on schedule is Massie with 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to you were talking about Keegan Lamb. He was talking this week with him. It's pain management tonight for him. And he also said that he will not hesitate to go out there and play defense if he needs to. And the coaches even agreed with him that if it comes to a point where they need him back at safety, he's just going to say, hey, I'm a senior. I'm going to go in there and do what I need for my team.
I believe that. I hope that's not the case. So Bryden Rodman's on the left-hand side as your tight end. Brandon Updike comes in as your tight end on the right-hand side. So it's going to be a double tight wishbone backfield. 10 in the box is what you see. It goes to Logan Chesler. He finds a little bit of an opening, a crease at best, and he's going to get right at the first down marker, and they're going to lay a foot down on the other side of the 15-yard line, which by vision here would show a first down, but they're going to call a 4th down and about a half yard there.
I think good call. I like Coach's call here.
Yeah, you're deep within
You've sustained a pretty good drive. You've taken a lot of time off. Big one here for the Falcons early.
So an extra statement made by Keegan Lamb to one of the running backs as he came out of that huddle. You got to wonder what he said. That was to Brody Clutter. Looks like it's going to be a first down. He only needed about a half a yard, and he's going to get about a yard or so, maybe a tad bit more. So that's going to move the chains. On 4th and a half yard, they're able to convert. So that's going to be first down from the 13-yard line.
Staying on schedule here. I mean, let's punch one in. It'd be a great first drive to add a score here.
And Coach Hoops and I talked about, hey, getting into those film sessions right after the last game, what are a couple of positives, what are a couple of negatives? He said, the negatives they got to clean up is they've got silly penalties, stuff that they don't want to do anymore. And obviously he said winning the line of scrimmage is super important. Gavin Hunter opening off the left-hand side. with blocker in front of him, he's able to get good first down yardage of about 6, a solid 6, so it's going to be 2nd and 4. I said, what are you doing right, though, Coach? What are some things that are going well for you? He said he believes our offensive execution and not turning the ball over is definitely one of the main reasons that things are going well. And he also spoke to team chemistry. What do you think, as a head coach yourself, what about team chemistry?
Team chemistry is great. You need that. I'm talking actually with my guys about that right now. Until we establish that, we're not going to have any success until we can get that team morale going. So that's huge, yes.
Over 5.5 minutes have clicked off the clock here in the first. Looks like the Sherman stopped this particular run quickly. So for little to no gain, about a yard, maybe it's going to be 3rd and 4. So now the question is, how do you want to react with a 3rd and 4 this deep into your opponent's territory? You're going to be at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, and I'm not real sure if they trust Keegan to throw it tonight with pain management. I'm not sure if this is like a boot pass time or we've seen that before.
At this point, you've got Logan Chester in the backfield, Gavin Hunter in the backfield, Brody Clutter in the backfield. Looks like it's a toss to Chester, and he's definitely going to find some opening.
He's in.
Off the right-hand side, touchdown, Clinton-Massie.
Right.
So Coach Z and I actually talked about that. They really commit to the box.
Mm-hmm.
So his thought was, can we suck them in, bring Chester out on an outside pitch? That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
He goes in for
Absolutely.
the score.
And, a little fun fact about Logan Chester, he only needs 158 yards to reach 1,000 for the season. 158 yards and to reach 1,000 yards this season. That'd be a cool group to join.
Absolutely.
And he's only a sophomore.
1,000-yard rushing club.
Be awesome. And he's
going to be up and good for the extra point. So Clinton-Massie, after a solid 6.5-minute drive, and that's pretty much exactly how you draw it up. You didn't want momentum on their side, and you wanted a sustained drive.
It worked out perfect to what Coach was talking about this morning with us during our little coffee talk in the morning. He said he wanted
Corey Price. Corey Price usually does our camera, but luckily tonight our friend Tyler Hodge has taken on camera duties, a transplant Falcon, we'll say, that from that Hurricane side of the tracks, but he's willing to come over to this side and help us out just a little bit. Corey Price says, I wish I was there, but he's sending a shout-out from Trick or Treat Land.
That's awesome. Corey's a good dude.
Absolutely. So kicking off will be in McGinnis. McGinnis steps off. He'll be on the left hash.
Be a big opportunity here. He's been having a lot of touchbacks. I know Coach would be hoping he'd get the end zone tonight. He's got 13 on the season.
Try to get you some numbers on these kickoff returners. I believe it would be possibly Griffin and that's Matt Griffin.
Fox.
And he finds an opening, stopped it by Brody Green as Matt Griffin, but he gets back to the 32-yard line, so an excellent return for Mr. Griffin.
Yep. You're going to see some different things here now when these guys play a little bit. I've been told they like to all sprint up to the line and all snap down together, so you're going to see some kind of I like some old school tendencies.
Absolutely.
Up front with the hog mollies.
We want to make sure and give the offense their due. So Newton Hoops is going to be your quarterback. On the right-hand side, you're going to see Maddox Fox, number 3. Blake Hoops, the coach's son, as well as Newton Hoops, the coach's son, is on the left-hand side at the receiver position. We'll get you some offensive linemen here after this play. They're going to come out in what we call like a spread wing T. Motion goes across. It looks like that's going to be Griffin, and he goes out of bounds. Or is that – let's see if we can get it. Actually, that's Hoops. That's Hoops on that play. So left to right on your line, you got Will Fleck, number 53, Gunnar Ward, number 60, Nathan Morrison, number 56, Braden Reynolds, number 64, and Jordan Perkins, number 50. And in the backfield, you're going to see kind of a colloquy, if you will, a group attack.
They do.
Yeah,
yes.
Corbin Dement, number 34, Matt Griffin, number 2, Cody Tuttle, number 26, and number 7 is Casey Dre. So Tuttle goes in motion. He gets the jet sweep. He finds a little bit of an opening, but the number 21, Peyton Brewer, comes up and makes that hit, so causing a 3rd and 3 after a successful 7-yard first down run by Hoops.
Yeah, as you were talking about, those the 3 running backs they had, they've all had great successful seasons. I mean, number 2, Griffin, rushed for 853 yards on the season, 34, 688 yards, and number 7 has rushed for 452. So they got 3 guys that can do some work.
Yeah, so different than what you saw last week. You saw 2,000-plus rushers. They spread the ball a little bit, and Coach wanted to compliment his guys as a motion goes on the right-hand side, now turning it into that spread wing T, the toss behind him. Filling the lane is one man, but misses. So the first down run to Dement goes off the right-hand sideline there, so it's going to go out right at about the 48-yard line. It's going to be a first down run.
Yep, we lost setting the edge there a little bit. You know how we want to set that edge there. We lost the edge, and I think that's going to be key from what I've been told defensively is they like to run that 6-8, 5-7 hole, which is just right outside the tackle, and hashes to the sideline are going to be crucial tonight.
A little bit different defensive setup for Clinton-Massie. There's going to be a stoppage of play. It's actually going to be a stop by the referee. So while we're doing that, let's talk a little bit on their defensive side. You're going to see Nolan Fox as a D tackle, David Long as an outside linebacker, and Cody Tuttle as their middle linebacker, leading with 91 tackles. We'll get back to their offense here in just a second. The snap, the throw is Hoops, catching it. And staying on his feet is Maddox Fox. That's the guy you got to worry about.
Yes.
He's definitely, no offense to Hoops, a good player as well, but Maddox Fox is the guy that's getting some looks at the higher level.
Yeah, he's their go-to guy. He's their playmaker, man. When they want to make a play deep in the pass game, they throw it up to him, they let him go. He's got 12 receiving touchdowns from the year. He has broken almost every record receiving-wise here at Unioto.
Newton Hoops gets the call from his coaches on the sideline. Again, his dad, a third-year head coach. He's also the head basketball coach for 17 years. So how many times have you heard a 17-year basketball head coach and the head varsity football coach?
You don't see a lot of that going on.
Two receivers, one to the right, one to the left. The motion goes, the handoff again, tries to find that lane opening. This time it's a little more open for him. That's number 7. That should be Dre. The successful first down run there, that's going to net him almost 7 yards, so going to be 2nd and 3.
As you've noticed so far, like we said, they were trying to establish that getting out to the hashes, to the numbers. Not much inside run game so far. It's been all off that jet motion and handoffs there. So
they probably recognized from last week that there's a strength in that middle of the Clinton-Massie defense, but this is what they do. They're going to stick with what they do that's got them here all year long. So a blitz by Nolan Phipps. The screen is set up. 34 is Dement, and a big hit by number 11. That's Ty Clutter that takes down Dement. That's going to be a first down run.
We talked about the screen game a little bit. They finally slipped one in there. We covered it pretty well for the most part, but man, Ty Clutter coming up and laying the wood there, and 34 is off the side here. He's fine, but might be a little dazed.
Yeah, might have got his bell rung just a little bit. That was a big hit by Ty Clutter. So moving the ball successfully is Newton Hoops and his Unioto Shermans. Up to the line goes the offense. Tuttle on your right-hand side. Hoops on your right-hand side for the receiving core. This time a straight handoff goes to Griffin. A nice run behind his offensive line. That's number 64 with the lead block there, and my papers don't want to come across there. 64 is Braden Reynolds, so leading the charge with senior guard Brandon Reynolds. Only 5'8", 185, but a tough kid, the coach said.
Gain of 4 on the play, brings up 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6, as you can hear. We appreciate the hospitality by Unioto. They've done a great job of welcoming us here. That's Griffin. Griffin's brought down after 2 or 3 attempted tackles. It's going to be a successful run for him, though, of 5 yards, leaving a third. And they're going to mark it probably 3.
Yeah, it
3rd
looks like
and
about
3.
3, yeah.
And number 23,
Watch a little screen action again here. They like to find that Fox guy on that little post route as well. Be a good time for that. Let's go, Falcons. Come on.
Clinton-Massie sets up. The Shermans with the snap. He's able to bring him down before first down yardage is gained, so it's going to be 4th down and 1, only maybe about a half yard.
We talked about they've only attempted 2 field goals in the year, so I don't know if this is going to be a field goal or not. Looks like they're staying out there.
Yeah, I believe they're 1 for 2 in field goals at this point, and they bring in a little more beef, and that's Trick and Frisch at this point. Thinking that Unioto may go up the middle here. You never know. You know, it could be. And actually, they moved the ball back just a little bit, so it's actually more of a 4th and 1.5 at this point. So the Tanks up to the line, ready to bulldoze their way over, and they're stopped quickly and brought back. It looks like that's going to be a turnover on downs. Clinton-Massie stops them on 4th. That was Adam Frisch. Adam Frisch breaking through the line and causing some trouble. That's going to be a turnover on downs for the Unioto Shermans and back to Clinton-Massie offense.
Great call by Scott Roth, defensive corner, going heavy on that defensive line. Yep. He brings Owen Trick in and Frisch in. They make the play.
Frisch makes the play, absolutely. Great job.
Great coaching there, bringing in the Hogs.
And Coach Hoops was very complimentary of the Clinton-Massie coaching staff, said, after the 20-plus years of success of the program, that means the consistency in that coaching has been a huge part of that success.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of that in any programs where you've been able to keep these assistants for as long as you have, and just sustaining that year to year, it's great.
What I would say about our coaching staff is they are the best adjustment staff I've ever seen. And they make adjustments. I'll speak on that in just a second. The Wishbone offense comes out. Logan Chester off the right-hand side. He finds an opening to the right. He goes with one man to beat. To the left. He makes a move, and he's going to go down at the 47-yard line. So good gain on first down. Looked like an extra hit given by the Shermans there as he went down to the ground, but that's a big run there for Logan Chesser.
Yep, it is. I would be surprised here. We talked about Chesser. He's getting close. He might get there tonight. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, we'll try to keep an eye on that. He's had a few yards. He probably went out from about the 12-yard line before. He's had one other run than that, and that was probably, I'd say, a good, what would you say, about a 30-yard run there. So he might be getting to his 50 of the 150 mark here before halftime.
Definitely going to have to get a playoff here before the quarter. I was hoping we'd be able to just let it go, but he's going to have to get one off.
Wishbone backfield goes Clinton-Massie. The snap. Gavin Hunter will get the call this time. He stopped quickly after about a 2-yard gain, and that should take us potentially to the end of the first quarter. We're going to ask you to send your shout-outs, 937-303-8069. Coach Graves, one of my favorite questions of the game coming up here in just a quarter. We're excited to share that with you because it is Halloween weekend, so we're going to talk some candy. But before we get to that, we've got to talk to our sponsors. Stop by Sam's Meats in Wilmington and support a locally owned and operated business. You'll find fresh chicken, pork, and beef. Dine in and carry out and enjoy homemade hot bar meals and grill items. Sam's Meats also offers catering, party trays, and homemade desserts. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday. They're also hiring. Apply for a full or part-time position today. So, Coach Graves, if you need a little extra money after the school day lets out, you can go to Sam's Meats and get you a job there. How about Trampler Brothers Paving? Trampler Brothers Paving is a family-owned and operated full-service company specializing in commercial, industrial, and residential asphalt paving, seal coating, excavation, and creating football players. Developing trust and relationships with our customers through exceptional work, customer service, and integrity, proudly serving Clinton, Warren, Butler, and Hamilton counties since 1939. Contact us for a free quote at 513-777-6747. Tell our viewers right now, Coach Graves, what are you liking out of that first quarter for the Massie Falcons?
I think Coach would be excited for what happened. We played right to the schedule. I mean, I think right with the keys. We played with physicality. We stayed on schedule offensively, and we got the turnover on downs. We talked about turnovers, but turnovers on downs, it was huge. If the Falcons can punch one in here, you might see these guys start getting a little desperate and start maybe throwing a little bit more.
Wishbone backfield to Chester. He stopped quickly but keeps churning his legs and is able to drive forward for a good 7 yards after contact. So he's almost going to have a first down there on that second attempt.
Logan running with a different little bit of attitude tonight. I see him in there, early on in the season, he may go down on that first hit.
Yeah.
But you can see the growth with him now. He's making off tackles, yards after hit or whatever they want. That stat you want to call. So.
I talked to Coach Z, and it seems like he's being used in the right ways now, where before he had a little bit too much of the pressure put on him to be that guy. Now he doesn't have to be that guy. He gets to be the other guy.
Absolutely.
Clinton-Massie with a single tight end to the right and a single receiver to the left. The overload of Owen Trick goes to the left. The Wishbone backfield, the snap, the give to Gavin Hunter, quickly brought down, but he's going to have first down yardage or right at the marker, and there looks like there's going to be a flag at the end of that play, so we'll have to see what that is. While we're waiting for this penalty, we'll go with one more of our sponsors. How about Merchants National Bank? When it comes to the good things in life, it's all about local. The local bakery, coffee shop, sports teams, Go Falcons, and especially local banking. So find your place at Merchants National Bank. They have 17 locations, including 2 right here in our community. From great rates on the loans you need to online banking tools and accounts that fit your lifestyle. Their team lives and works in our community, including their newest teammate, Chief Financial Officer, Falcon parent, and coach of the Clinton-Massie Middle School golf team, Jake DeHart. Merchants National Bank, your local hometown bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
They wave the flag. All right. I thought that that's what they were going to do because they came over here to spot the ball. They're going to come out for a measurement, it looks like.
So very close is that spot. It looks like they moved the ball back just a little bit from the initial spot. So if I were to guess, it's going to be 4th down and probably about, if I'm going to guess, maybe about a half yard at this point. And there is a crown on this field. It's a natural it's a natural grass field. It's Bermuda grass.
Yeah.
Those of you that are noticing, it is brown. The coach said to me, hey, don't be afraid of our grass. It's Bermuda grass. We had an early frost, and just like you'd see on the PGA courses, it turned brown on us real quick, but it is steady and ready to play.
It
so
is.
we appreciate that. Yeah, Coach Grave gave it the official thumbs of approval prior to the game as he walked over here to take his space on first down, Clinton-Massie.
All right.
I would say by what? About half of a ball.
Half a
Yeah,
ball,
yeah.
yep.
We appreciate Campus Nation. Campus Nation, thanks you for tuning in to stay up to date for all our broadcasts upcoming in archive. Make sure to like the Campus Nation Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So Clinton-Massie, as they run forward after eating almost 3/4 of the first quarter on offense, stopping the Unioto Shermans on defense in a turnover of downs. They have 11:07 left in the second quarter with a 7-0 lead. Again, Rodman to the right, wishbone backfield. Keegan Lane turns, gives the ball to Logan Chester. He tries to find an opening. He does. He makes one person miss, goes outside of bounds at the 27-yard line. So good run on first down goes Logan Chester. Again, I think you're saying exactly what you said. He would have been stopped in game one there.
Did you see that? Just the extra grind, the feet going or whatnot, and the kids playing motivated, and this is the time that you need to do it.
Yeah, it seems like we talk about trajectory. When are you meeting your peak? And right now it seems like Clinton-Massie, 5 out of the last 6 games have went their way, and they're definitely moving in the right direction. Tonight, starting off in a positive way with 10:52 left now in the second quarter. Keegan Lamb takes his space under center. The snap to Gavin Hunter. He finds an opening. He's going to get a first down run on second down, which is going to give them a new set of downs starting at the 22-yard line. So just like you want, not only are you keeping their offense off the field, but you are moving the chains each time. We appreciate you joining us. Tell a friend, if you haven't been able to join us yet, that they can go to Campus Nation YouTube channel and just search Clinton-Massie, or you'll see the game probably at the top of the feed. Tell them to log on so we can get as many viewers as possible and keep these sponsorships coming in. Clinton-Massie with a snap. Chesser bottled up quickly on that first down run for just about a 3-yard gain. And I know Coach Z had talked a little bit about making some adjustments and some changes to some blocking schemes and even to a couple runs that may look like, passes that may look like runs.
Yes, they have done a few different wrinkles this week. I know they've practiced some different things. I know they are, like you said earlier, they're ready for any front they might see, because I have a feeling they're trying to make some adjustments right now to try to stop us.
A lot of beef up front for Unioto. There's no lack of size. 65 is only a sophomore. He's listed at 6'5", 300 pounds. The toss goes to Chester. He's tripped up, and that's a nice play. 14. That would be Ethan Samar, and he's actually one of their leading tacklers.
Yes, he is. He had 67 total tackles for the year, 12.5 tackles for loss. So good little player defensively for him, and right there he stepped up and did it.
If you're the Unioto Shermans, you want this stop on third down, and anything less than 5 yards is a win. So now you're looking to go potentially into 4-down territory if you're Clinton-Massie. And maybe kick a field goal if you just feel like you're not able to get the space you need, the distance you need. A little different look here.
Different look.
Slot left. This is going to be a I backfield. It's going to be the option look, and Brody Clutter takes the option, but a flag comes in. It's going to be a holding call. No, it's actually a face mask. They're calling a face mask. So they went to the I backfield. Unioto did not shift. They went with the option look, and it went right to Brody Clutter, gave it immediately, and Brody was able to high step it for what looks like a first down. So with the penalty, it's going to be first and goal from the 5-yard line. 9:04 left. 7-0 is your score if you're just joining us. But Clinton-Massie rolling it for a second time on offense.
No reason to get cute here if you're Coach Z.
Oh, no.
Just plug away. Keep plugging away.
Everything's worked up to this point. No change needed. There's an old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The snap. Gavin Hunter.
He's in. They're going to stop forward progress. Oh.
Touchdown, Clinton-Massie. Sorry, we had to wait and make sure we got the signal. Although it seemed like he was in by a couple feet, he was definitely in, and now we're going to give that a score, making it 13-0 with the extra point attempt coming as Ian McGinnis sets his block and gets ready. Good to see Cody Zantini come back from that injury late in the season to continue to hold. Gavin Hunter will be your right protector as the offense gets reset here. Nolan Phipps will be your long snapper. So you have a freshman long snapping it to a freshman holder. You don't see that much in championship football. The snap, the kick.
That was beautiful.
Smooth.
Perfect.
14-0 is your score, and it's 8:42 left in the second quarter. How about go to Destination Outlets? It's about 35 minutes down the road.
That's right.
Can you believe it's almost time to deck the halls, get a jump on your shopping, and enjoy the second annual holiday festival at Destination Outlets in Jeffersonville, Ohio this November 19th starting at 5 p.m. Make it a family affair with photos with Santa, live performances, and more. We hope to see you there. So check in, please. Let us know where you're watching from. 937-303-8069. Question of the game coming in just a few minutes. We'll have a halftime performance. And I want to tell you, Steve, I'm excited. Okay, many know I'm the Clinton-Massie superintendent. We made a big investment this year. New band uniforms are being displayed tonight.
They look good.
They look awesome.
You can see them from
They
here to
look
right.
awesome. I'm very, very excited. Don't tell me that a nice-looking outfit can't get you hyped.
It does.
Because it does.
It does.
I mean, when you're looking good, you play good. When you're playing good, what's the Deion saying? You're playing good, they pay
Look
good, right?
You, pay good.
Yeah, that's right. So here we go. Ian McGinnis with a 14-0 lead, kicking off from the 40. It's going to be a left side kick. That's going to go to Griffin again, and it looks like they're going to fake the reverse. Griffin gets it. He finds space on the outside. He's going to be off to the races. Only one man to beat, and that's Miles Fiji. But Miles Fiji with a nice tackle out of bounds. So the fake reverse works to pull some of that over. That kickoff coverage team out of place, and that's going to bring the offense for Unioto onto the field at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see what Unioto does here on this drive. Do they stick with that kind of run game that had a decent drive, or do they try to kind of air it out to Fox here a little bit?
If I know their coach after just one conversation, and I'm not saying I do, he's going to just go with what got him here. It's going to be nice and steady. He's got great running backs. He's got a line that has worked well together all year. So your triple receivers to the right, the snap. Newton steps back. He wants Fox. He wants Fox big, but he's going to be flushed out of the pocket by Brandon Updike. He's trying to push some people around, and the big hit by Clinton-Massie is going to be by number 11, Ty Clutter, I believe.
He's a little slow getting up. Hoops is.
Yep. Clean hit right in the stomach.
Yep, very clean.
In the stomach.
You know, they talked about Ty. He's got an easy responsibility tonight. He gets to kind of just roam that field and go and just lay the wood on people, and he's done it so far tonight.
I want to go back 1 week. I told Coach Scott Roth that he made an adjustment. He made an adjustment in the second defensive series that I saw that shut down the rest of the offense for Wilmington last week, and that's just great coaching. 14-0 Wapakoneta, for those of you that are interested in Wilmington's score. 14-0 Wapakoneta. A little bit of pressure again. Updike gets him to go off. Elijah Groh now. This time Updike's going to meet him back in the back. It looks like it's going to be overthrown, but towards number 1, the receiver, which was Hoops. Lots of pressure, and a flag comes down late into that play. In fact, he just dropped it on the 25-yard line. So, yeah, the line of scrimmage would have been at the 45-yard line, and that ball went out of bounds after bouncing at the 30-yard line. So we'll see what the call is. But I say 2 plays back-to-back with no blitz. It's pressure from the line that's caused him to go out. So it looks like they're going to wave that one off.
Okay.
It was towards a receiver, so that would be considered behind line scrimmage like a screen pass.
You're right. Yep.
So it's going to be 3rd and 10. 2 pressures back-to-back by a aggressive defensive line. Brandon Updike twice in a row has pushed him out of the pocket. Groh has finished one off. Brody Green down there as well. Hoops with plenty of time. He sets his feet. The snap, the hold, oh, nice catch by Dre. It's going to be forward progress for a first down.
A good spot.
Yeah, nice job. That's a nice throw on a dime. While he's running is Newton Hoops.
It's looking like, he went out a little sprint game action out there that time. Get him out, get him able to throw on the move a little bit.
Yeah, after you had 2 plays back-to-back where a lot of pressure was being felt, it made sense to kind of roll that pocket out there. So 8:04 left, 14-0 is your score. Clinton-Massie on top. Unfortunately, it looks like Dre is having to come out of the game holding his right shoulder there in one play. So we hope that young man is okay. And we know that both sides of these guys are playing as hard as they can. We want everybody to be safe. So they're going to call a quick timeout in order to take a conversation with the coach to make sure everybody is safe.
He was pretty fired up right now. He was adamant out there about something.
Also, actually, it looked like they might have given him a little talking to and said, hey, you need to move on down the line. Yeah. So Coach Hoop's getting pretty excited. That's good. We like that passion.
You do.
We play with hearts on our sleeves and coach with hearts on our sleeves. So trips left out of the wing tee. Looks like he's going to be out of the shotgun wing tee here. In motion goes, is that Tuttle or Dement? No, 35 actually. Big run by number 35, which we'll get you a number here. 35 is, how about Holden Newkirchner?
Yeah, he must have came in for Dre, number 7 there. So, there's a new guy that I did not have down on my notes.
Yeah, we'll try to, if we're butchering his name and anybody's watching from the Unioto side, we apologize. But a big first down run there is going to give them the ball at the 22-yard line. Within the Clinton-Massie territory, the defense been on the field for a little while now, starting to huff and puff. The snap, Newton looks like he stepped out a little bit early. The catch again, that same pass across the field goes to number 44.
Almost like they're doing some, the little sprint out, a lot of flood routes over to that side right now. So
Connor Dolison.
Try to make a little adjustment on that.
Sure.
But they've hit us twice now on a little, like I said, little waggle. Flood routes.
Tristan Trampler for the Falcons on that tackle. So now at the 9-yard line, it's going to be 1st and goal. They make a switch on defense, pulling Trampler off, I believe, and bringing back Ty Clutter into the middle of the field. So Hoops brings his team back to the huddle, gets his play from the sideline. A lot of conversation between the quarterback and the coach on the sideline. I think, as father and son, they're just making sure they're getting the right plays in. Want to make sure they're on the same page. So looks like they're going to wave down here. Oh, that's going to be a false start. So that's going to move them back 5 yards. Still going to be 1st and goal, but it's going to be now from the 14-yard line. Switching back out goes Owen Trick and Adam Frisch. Trying to get a little more pressure with speed there in the middle.
Kind of the big package out. Owen, Trick, and Frisch go out. Grow and Green come back in.
And back in for the Shermans is Tuttle and Griffin. Coach said Griffin, just a phenomenal player, one of the best players he's ever coached, can play both sides of the ball, return the ball, team leader, just one of those guys, just one of those team guys, very competitive, the guy you want to have counting on in the last part of the game for you. 14-0 is your score here, but driving are the Shermans like a tank down the field. Big pressure. Off the left-hand side, it's going to drop down at the 12-yard line, so pressure being put on by Nolan Phipps, also by Brandon Updike. We're calling Brandon Updike's number quite a bit already.
Yes, having a pretty good night so far as getting after the quarterback. It's good for him.
And what do you have as far as yardage for Newton right now in the run game, in Newton Hoop's run game? I think I saw him pretty low.
He was like 82 yards for the season. Doesn't run it a lot. Yes, the quarterback is not a big run threat.
So compared to last week's Price, who liked to run the ball when he had an opportunity, not his first thought, but his second thought was a run. Hoops wants to stay in the pocket, and he wants to sling it. Across the formation goes Maddox Fox. After one catch early in the first quarter, he's went kind of quiet. It's going to go to him, or trying to go to him, but he has to bring the ball down. Being rushed out of the pocket goes Brighton Rodman. In the back of the end zone, Fox, nice play! Nice play by Miles Thiegy. Knocks down the ball just as it gets there. Phenomenal play, and a nice throw, actually, of the ball back to the referee. So,
what a play by Miles Thiegy. Wow.
You have to feel good about that as your defensive back coach.
He ran all the way from the right side, all the way across, he flushed out, and he stays with his man, gets the left hand in, Great play. I'm so proud of that young man this year. He has come a long way, man.
Absolutely.
He has grown so much since week 1. I know the coaches are super excited about how he's playing right now.
Maddox Fox going from the right-hand side of the formation across the back of the end zone. Newton Hoops puts it on a dime to his chest. Miles Thiegy just said, not today.
What a play.
So it's going to be 3rd down and goal, again from the 14-yard line. Hoops calls for the snap. He sets back quickly. His feet are set, planted. He's got some pressure from Rodman. He's going to run around, and he's going to be brought down way back at the 37-yard line. Sacked by Brighton Rodman and Brandon Updike assisting. That's a 21-yard loss for the Shermans. So it's going to be 4th and goal from the 35-yard line. Big play by Rodman, who, again, has come on in these last 7 or 8 games.
He's another one that's grown on the coaching staff from, week 1 to now, the growth that he has made. And I tell you what.
So you see a defensive change here. We pulled out Brody Green. We added another defensive back.
Yep.
You've got 3 down linemen. You've got Brandon Updike, you've got Elijah Groh, and you've got Brighton Rodman.
Yes.
So with 4th and 35, basically, so 4th and goal.
Got to get a touchdown here.
You're going to have to put it in the end zone, and you're going to have 8 guys in the backfield to have to contend with. So maybe a run just to try to, get a little bit of extra space maybe. Sets his feet down, and Brighton Rodman interception! He spins 1, 2, makes 3 people miss down to the 40-yard line. So a tip to himself, an interception. That's another one for Brighton Rodman. He's going to bring it back to the 40, bringing Clinton-Massie offense back on the field.
What a great series for the defense there. Talking about Miles Thiegy making the play across the field. Brighton Rodman back-to-back plays, being huge for the Falcons. This is great. And I'll tell you one thing I noticed here, the Hoops guy. He doesn't really want to run the ball when he's getting flushed out. He is looking to throw the ball, and he might just have to start tucking it and running a little bit.
So he's already added 1 to his tackle for loss to make it 3. He's added another interception. He had a big one against New Richmond.
Yep.
And then he brings another one there back into after he tips it to himself. I know he used to be a basketball guy, right? So that's his good basketball hands there.
He's actually coming back out this year, which I'm
thrilled
up about.
A pass.
He's wide open.
A pass is wide open. Oh, and he drops it to Rodman. He was so excited about that interception, he couldn't think about catching the ball. So they've been waiting probably to pull that one. It was wide open and unfortunately not going to go to their way. But that's when you want to pull it out after that interception and that change of emotion. So
no doubt.
Clinton-Massie kind of pulls out one from the back of the playbook there. 2nd and 10 from the 40-yard line. So if you think about it, twice now the Shermans have kind of put themselves behind schedule and got off the field after a 4-down turnover on downs. 2nd and 10 again. Snap.
There goes Chester.
Open Chester. He finds a hole, and he's off to the right-hand side. He's going to outrun all the defense. 20, 10, touchdown, Chester.
He could be reaching that 1,000 yard mark.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to get some stats at halftime.
Yeah,
folks.
we're going to get some stats at halftime. We're excited about seeing those.
Yeah.
That was about a 45, I believe, yard run from the line of scrimmage. I'm sorry, from the other 45. So that would be a 55-yard run. So what a great job by Logan Chester. He found an opening. He had some nice blocking downfield, and then it was just speed at that point. Santini with the hold. McGinnis with the kick. It's up, and it's good. 21-0 is your score after the Shermans have to stop on offense twice now after a long sack that dropped them 21 yards behind the line of scrimmage on a 4th and goal 35.
Yeah, right now you see a lot of down heads here walking off on the sideline. This is adversity time for these guys. You know that they've been successful all year. Big drive here, you know. To see if they can get some morale going right now. So.
At this point, you're getting the ball in the second half.
Yeah,
points before halftime.
Yeah,
it's just points. It's anything points. Three or 7 will do you.
Because I'll tell you, Clinton-Massie has come here, has taken the wind out of everything. It's quiet.
If you're Riverboat Dan, is this where you pull the onside to put the nail in the first half? Nail in the first half.
Yeah. They've done it before this year, haven't they?
They have this year. Absolutely.
I was not at that game, but I heard about it.
It was one of the best onside kicks I've ever seen in my life, and I've watched a lot of football. It was phenomenal. I don't know the riverboat's ready to do that right now. From the 40, McGinnis is going to get a toe and ready to kick, and he lets it fly. Great return so far by Griffin, so he gets it at the 2-yard line. The 11-yard line is where Griffin will be stopped, so great coverage that time. You had a high kick that sent him all the way back to the 2-yard line, and your coverage team got underneath it. It's about height as much as length in the kicking game.
I agree.
With punting and kickoffs,
to be able to get
you got to get guys underneath them, right? And right now, Ian McGinnis is playing at his peak and putting the ball deep. A couple touchbacks in the last few weeks, and then that one was easily on the 2-yard line. So returning it, Matt Griffin brings it to, they gave him the 13-yard line. So the Shermans are going to start from the right hash, 13-yard line. Clinton-Massie defense coming up big in this first quarter that finds them up 21-0 with 5:31 left in the second quarter. Brighton Rodman with an interception and a return, setting up the last score of Logan Chesser. Stretching out the defense.
Nice tackle.
But a nice hit and brought down is Dement by number 44, Elijah Groh. Another guy, I've got to mention Elijah Groh. I brought him up. I was going to hopefully be able to talk about him in the pregame. Last week, an unbelievable game. He's got 25 tackles and 7 tackles for loss, but last week he had 3 tackles, a sack, and 2 tackles for loss against Wilmington.
He did a great job scraping down the line of scrimmage right there and making that play on the cutback.
Also, a lot of credit given to Brandon Updike this week and last week. 37 tackles and 2 tackles for loss for the season, but last week he had 5 tackles and 1 tackle for loss, playing a great game. So Clinton-Massie's defense with a 2nd and 8. Hoops drops back with a nice catch by Fax. He's only got to beat one man, and he's off to the races. He's got 2 more people to beat. Out of bounds he goes to the 43-yard line, giving the ball back to the referee. He'll set up at the 40, so that's going to be a first down catch and run. That's going to bring a little life to the offense of Unioto. On the left-hand hash, they'll set up as Newton Hoops comes over to his coach/dad. And I said, hey, Coach, I didn't get that experience at the varsity level. How special is that to coach 2 of your boys?
That's
unbelievable.
That would be kind of cool.
Unbelievable. So he said, Matt, it's gone so quick, but I've loved every second of it.
Yep. And you've mentioned, I'm sure we will hear in the broadcast, there's more brothers and twin brothers and all that on this staff.
Yes, we're going to get into that here in just a second. Hoops to the right, the throw, and it's going to be a long, it's going to be overthrown, though, off the right-hand side. That was to either Fox or that was
brother.
the Hoops. That was the Hoops there. So we'll get a shout-out from our friend Rod Ambergy. Let's take a few shout-outs already. How about Go Massey from Honolulu, representing the class of 79, checking in. How about any chance that we can get a little zoom? Can we get a little zoom, new cameraman? Can we get a little zoom on that? They want it tight, yeah. So we love you, ladies and gentlemen, but we're working with a new camera guy, and I can't get mad at him because he's married to my daughter. So if you're upset at the cameraman, you got to be upset at me. Fair enough. All right, so here we go. Newton Hoops bringing his offense up. Single receiver to the right. The wishbone shotgun at the screen game looks like it's going across the Hoops. Nolan Phipps trying to chase behind him. He's got lots of Brown in front of him. He goes out of bounds at the 29-yard line. Shout out from Scott Rodman and Evan Rodman, Brighton Rodman's grandpa and uncle from Ridgecrest, California. How about keep going Falcons? Carter Franks, Grammy and Grams cheering on the Falcons from beautiful Oregonia.
Yep.
Go Falcons. Shout out to cheerleader Sammy Brown from Fairborn, from Memes and Bookie. You got to have Bookie in there. We got to hear from Bookie every week. We appreciate them checking in. The Tanks come up to the 30-yard line with 4:31 left in the second quarter. Right-hand hash finds them in a double wing, single receiver to the right, goes to 44. And that is the, I believe that was, we apologize, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to get your number. That was Connor Dolison. So he's already had a catch and a run. It does Dolison coming into the game. And they're not using the same backs that they've used for the year. And I'm trying to see if I see on the sideline, Dre was hurt earlier. I don't see number 7, but we'll hopefully get an update on him. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we want these young men, these high school athletes, to be first and foremost safe, have a great time on this field, and just enjoy this game of football. It goes very quick in life. So this time there's going to be a timeout. And while we have a timeout, I want to touch on that story you just mentioned. So I talked to the coach. I said, Coach, there's going to be a quick timeout called, And I need that special story. I need that interesting story that's going to endear our fans, the great Clinton-Massie Falcon fans, to your team. He said, Matt, I'm going to give you an interesting stat here. We have 6 sets of brothers. 6.
That's wild.
So I'm going to go down here. How about the Foxes, the Griffins, the Hoops, the Howards, the Nickafoos, who's part of a triplet, and then the Perkins.
Wow.
So, and he said this is an interesting little take. The Perkins have the starting right tackle versus his brother, the starting left defensive tackle.
Oh, wow.
So
They're
in
going
practice every game, every day, they're just
Hopefully
beating each other's heads.
On to the
right,
kitchen table.
right. Hopefully,
dinner,
yeah, yeah. Mom and Dad may have to pull them apart from the steak and the potatoes, every once in a while. So Coach Hoops was great to speak to. He's a very nice gentleman. Gave me plenty of time, and that is a neat thing. Having those groups of brothers brings that chemistry in. And I know I've talked to the Tramplers over the years. Playing with your brother is something special. I mean, that's just something you can't repeat. It's going to happen maybe once or twice in a lifetime for you. So Hoops drops back, sets his feet. Nice ball. It's going to go over top of Miles Thege and Maddox Fox, so it's going to be an incomplete pass, bringing 3rd down and 7 with 3:39 left. And I said, hey, Coach, what's the team chemistry like? You like it so much. What's their identity? And this is an interesting take and one that I know you'll appreciate. Their identity is goofballs. They're goofballs.
That's good.
They have a great time together.
You got to have fun.
When you have your brothers out there, you're just enjoying life. You're just having a good time.
And it's funny you brought that up. I asked Keegan and some guys today in class, I said, the stories you're going to remember is when you're in the huddle and you're having those funny conversations after a play or something. It's not really, the play they were, but those are the moments.
So let's see if Newton Hoops maybe going to his brother on this particular play. The snapback to Maddox Fox. The screenplay off the left-hand side, but bringing him down as Miles Thege after a minimal gain there. So it's a nice play on 4th down. It's going to only get them about 3 yards, so it's going to be 4th and 5 from your left-hand hash with 3:23 left.
Very crucial play here if you're the Shermans.
You don't want to give them the ball back, not because you're necessarily concerned about scoring, but you don't want to give them the opportunity to just drive the field with no other chance in this first half.
Big play early on here in the game. If the Falcons can get a stop here, that they're going to stay true, maybe try to sneak down and get another score or something.
Or maybe pull that pass out again. You never know. The snap. Newton gets it to Fox, but it's going to be no flags, and that's going to be a turnover on downs, which is – you've had a turnover on downs, you've had an interception, you've had another turnover on downs. So the Shermans are sputtering a little bit on offense when they get deep into the red zone. Not only did that 21-yard loss on the sack hurt them, but that's a 4th down overthrow by Newton Hoops.
2 minutes, 52 seconds left. 3 timeouts. Plenty of time. The way we've been getting chunks at a time here, we might be able to sneak down and get some more points via field goal or touchdown.
You definitely have the opportunity with the timeouts to maybe get into the end zone one more time. So for those of you that are just joining us, it's 21-0 Clinton-Massie. Thank you for joining us on the Campus Nation YouTube channel. Clinton-Massie, honestly, at this point has done what they wanted to on offense. We got to give them credit. They've controlled the line of scrimmage. A wishbone set. Goes to Gavin Hunter, big alligator arms there that grabs that ball, and he's going to be driven back quickly. He's going to lose yardage on that play, or they're going to give him maybe 1 foot. So he's going to be 2nd and 10, and the timeout comes immediately.
I would say besides the incomplete pass, how's our first
negative play in essence? Right.
Game so far.
So, Steve, you got to help me out here. In 2 minutes and 40 seconds, I'm going to have to also do the announcing for our band tonight.
Awesome.
So I'll be leaving the booth for just a minute to go over to the band. Again, I want to send a shout-out to Kristen McLean. Does a phenomenal job. Andrew, of course, with her as well. As our leader of the band, as the leader of the marching band and our inside bands, we have a great music program at Clinton-Massie Local Schools. Very proud of that program and very proud to announce that Clinton-Massie Local Schools invested, the Board of Education invested in new uniforms. And those new uniforms, it's almost kind of sad to say this, are the first new ones since 2006. Yeah, I'm not really happy to say that, but it's time. It's time to get them something new.
Yeah, you could tell when they were coming in, they had a little.
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
You could tell.
And I'll tell you something I like in particular. I love the red plumes. And you're saying to yourself, Matt, what is a red plume? A red plume is what's on their hat that extends upward that kind of gives them that extra space that you can view. I love those. I think they look good. I think they're extra long and extra tall this time, and just brings a certain look to it, a more professional look. So excited about having those. We'll see those here in just a second as I switch over from this booth to the next. Clinton-Massie, 2:41 left, out of the wishbone backfield, single receiver to the left. The snap, it looks like the option. He gives the ball away in the option. It's going to be a good run on second down there. So Brody Clutter, only a couple attempts, but very successful up to this point.
Number 5, Clutter, the ball carrier.
And you got to wonder, is that maybe a setup for second half?
Could be.
Because if you want to eat time, you go to that option.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yep. I think Keegan's done a real good job of managing his game so far.
Absolutely.
You know, being banged up or whatnot, he's done a great job.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, had a right shoulder, left shoulder injury. Again, another run that's going to be a first down run for Brody Clutter. It's going to be a nice run there on the option look again. So back-to-back options creates a movement of the chains. It's going to be on the left-hand hash that you find Clinton-Massie. This time they're trying to put a little tempo into this and say, hey, let's get a few more plays off before these 2 minutes run out.
He's trying to save a couple of them in their back pocket for now. Not a bad idea here.
Brady Russell's your receiver to the right. This time the toss goes to Chesser. They're able to fill, but a nice block by Russell. Chesser doesn't get – actually, he's going to be a 7-yard gain on that. So a nice block by Brady Russell, who brought his defender into the offensive backfield.
Still no timeout here.
You can see the coaches on the sideline with running. Let's go.
Still time.
I have seen from Finneytown, my alma mater, a no-huddle wishbone offense before. I know it sounds crazy, but I have. Brody Clutter, another good run with that option look. It's going to be almost first down, so it's going to be third and about a yard with the clock ticking down to 1:12 at this point.
There's a timeout.
Timeout, Clinton-Massie. So, again, we appreciate you joining us. Go to the Facebook page of Campus Nation and like them so you can make sure and continue these free broadcasts. We appreciate Rick Phillips, the engineer extraordinaire, the owner of Campus Nation. And we appreciate his lovely wife helping out behind the scenes, as she always does. I know that he wants to send a shout-out to Sydney, right? Absolutely. Send a shout out to Sydney. So, Sydney, even though you're not with us, your product and your performance is here tonight instead, and we appreciate that. We appreciate you keeping Rick honest. Question of the game. Are you ready?
That's right.
Are you ready? Here we go. It's an obvious one, but it's a fun one. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to know your favorite and the absolute worst Halloween candy. What is it? The favorite candy that when you saw it in the bag, you went, yes, that's what I was waiting for. Or what's the worst thing you've gotten? I mean, did you go to the dentist home and get the toothbrushes? Did you get a popcorn ball? A popcorn ball. Yeah. Who makes popcorn balls and hands them to 5-year-olds? Yeah. You know, it just didn't make sense to me. So Clinton-Massie, this time out of the I backfield, 2 receivers to the left, goes back to Brody Clutter. He's going to get a first down run, absolutely. So nice job.
They're going to try to save this timeout and play it. There you go. Yep, a little hurry up here.
They're going to reset the change, giving them just a second or so to reset, and now they're going to go right back to the line of scrimmage. The snap. Brody Clutter gets it. No, this time Keegan Lamb off the left-hand side. He's going to set out of bounds at the 30-yard line. It's going to stop the clock. So that one run is what he needed to keep him honest.
Yep, smart football by Keegan there, getting out of bounds. I thought he was going to try to turn it up, but being a little bit on the injured side too, probably very smart to get out of bounds.
Absolutely.
Yeah, taking a big hit.
He had 2 defenders in his way. That was the absolute smart thing to do.
Yep.
Here you are at the 30-yard line.
I would say to get in McGinnis range, I think you probably need another 5 to 10 yards here for an attempt.
I would feel good about 10. Yep. I would feel good about from the 20, that gives him a 30-yard leg plus the 7, so he's in that 35 to 37 range, and he's got the leg to do it.
Yes.
Clinton-Massie, do they pull out the pass again? You just never know. On the line of scrimmage goes Brody Clutter. He finds an open green grass, left-hand side. He makes one man miss, and he's down at the 14-yard line. It's a first down run, 45.7 seconds left with 21-0 as your score.
Spike.
There we go. So Clinton-Massie stops the clock. First down on the 14-yard line. They're going to lose maybe they keep it there at the 14. So, Clinton-Massie, you've got 2nd down and 10. You've got 40.7 seconds left. You're up 21-0. What's the one that you can call right now to either get it in the end zone or get 2 plays maybe to the end zone?
I'd like to see that boot pass that they like to run sometimes here. We saw it up at the state championship game for the touchdown on that final drive. Be kind of neat to see that, but I don't know what Keegan's capable of doing.
Right. I'll tell you what I don't like doing is I don't like running that to the Nolan Fox side. That guy's a player. Yeah, I don't want to be by number 52. So if they have to roll that way, I'd say try something else. Goes in motion, does Logan Chesser. Tight end pass, almost, and they were ready for it. They knew that play was coming. That linebacker stepped back. I believe that was Tuttle. He stepped right back into that line where the ball was going to. Luckily, wasn't able to bring it in, so now it's going to be 3rd and 10. Clinton-Massie has to think with an incomplete pass that does run 2 seconds off the clock, now 38 seconds. They've got 2 downs to get a first down. They'll have enough time to get these 2 plays off, even if they run the ball both times. The snap, the toss goes to Logan Chesser. Outside goes Logan. He finds an opening, and he gets out of bounds. So he's going to go out of bounds at the 10-yard line, maybe the 11. So only getting about 2 yards on the gain. So it's going to be 4th down and 7.
I'd say Coach is going to kick this for sure. Yep, here he comes.
Yep, here comes Ian McGinnis. And with 31 seconds left, and if you can stop a kickoff return that puts them deep into their territory, this is definitely the right call. Nolan Phipps, your freshman long snapper, is going to snap it back to your freshman holder, which is Zantini, Caden Zantini. Ian McGinnis, with his steps off, is going to set up at the 21-yard line, but the timeout's going to be called by Unioto. That's a good timeout call by Coach Hoops.
Yep.
And while we have that time, I want to remind you the question of the game. Send them in to 937-303-8069. What's your favorite Halloween candy? Or what was the worst thing that you got that you looked at and went, really? Really?
I remember.
What do you got for us, Coach Graves?
My favorite, and it's grown on me. I can't stand a big candy bar of it, but I love the small Almond Joys.
Almond Joys, okay.
Because it's just enough coconut,
gotcha.
And you get that almond in there, the little bite-sized ones.
You don't want to be overpowered with coconut.
No.
You just want a little nibble.
No. And most of the time, I got a son. He's not going to eat this.
No. So you can have as many as you want.
Yeah,
right. Absolutely.
So that's one of my favorites.
937-303-8069. Your favorite candy? We'll listen to that. But tell us that worst thing you get on trick or treat night. McGinnis gets set. This kick will be from the 27. So a 37-yard field goal attempt is up. And it's good. Ian McGinnis nailing a 37-yarder right down the middle and easily 10 to 12 yards additional.
Yes,
that was probably halfway up the goalpost.
Booted by Ian. Nice job.
So that's going to give them a 24-0 lead with 26.9 left. As we go into halftime, Coach Graves will get them some stats after our band performs. We appreciate you joining us. Stay with us for a second half of Clinton-Massie football. 24-0 is your score right now. We're already starting to see a few people send the shout-outs in. We appreciate it. How about this? How about your worst candy? And this was a big one last year. I remember this one. People hate candy corn. Ooh. And I like candy corn.
Oh, that was one of Coach Z's favorite. He
candy
told me
corn?
that today.
Okay.
Yeah, I asked him the question. I said, what's your favorite candy?
How about the best is Reese Cups? And you're going to get a lot of Reese Cup love, I believe, right there.
Doubt.
Yeah. A couple other shout-outs here. How about Haynes and McGowan families watching from Clarksville, Ohio? Go Falcons. Let's see who else we got here. So Clinton-Massie getting ready to kick off with 26 seconds left.
Avoid a big play here for Massey. That would be something you do not want going into
another
halftime.
Deep one goes to the 2-yard line. Lots of coverage there. He's trying to get across the grain, but taken down by Cooper Carmack. Nice tackle there, going 3 lanes
Cooper
over
Carmack.
To stop a
Nice
much
play, Coop.
bigger Matt Griffin. Matt Griffin, a nice-sized kid. I actually was on the field crossing over. I was right next to Matt Griffin. That's a nice-sized young man. He's a good-looking young man there. Go Falcons from Skylar and Raina Lyle watching in Oregonia. Thanks for good coverage. We appreciate you being there to bring the game to our living room. Go Falcons. Joy and John from Vernon Township. Good people there. I believe that's our friends. Let's go Massey from Jacob.
Once again, you're seeing that kind of wall.
Yeah, the eight
guys
DBs,
deep.
yeah. Newton Hoops just hands this one off. He's going to have a little bit of running room because of the – oh, actually, he's made to push back inside, but coming back from behind the play is Brighton Rodman.
And I think that's going to get us to halftime. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be good enough for them.
They're going to be smart enough to say, you know what, we get the ball in the second half, no reason to give up anything silly.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to join you back here in just a little bit. We'll set our mics and get ready for the band to perform, and I'm going to step over to the left booth. We'll come back with some stats, your favorite candy, your worst thing that you get on Halloween night, and we're going to make sure and finish this one out strong for a second half. Clinton-Massie, those of you just joined us, 24-0 Falcons after one half.
You guys must have been in an awful good league. Huh? They must have been in an awful good league. Well,
is it? Oh, okay. It's Matt's phone number? Oh, okay. I have that.
They're a good team.
Yeah, they're 5-5. The first 5 games they didn't play well, and then they just got better and better.
Okay.
You know, they know what they're doing because they've been state champions before.
All aboard! Welcome the Clinton-Massie Marching Band to the field. Tonight is a special night as the marching band is proud to premiere their new uniforms for the first time. The marching band is led onto the field by Senior Field Commander Connor Powers and Assistant Gabe Rager. Tonight, they will be performing their OMEA state qualifying show titled Off the Rails. The show features senior saxophone Luke Goodwin. Please enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Unioto High School marching sermon under the direction of Ms. Colleen Point, assisted by Mr. Jonathan Thorne, and color guard instructor Mrs. Morgan Simon. The 2022 field commander is Mitchell Barnes, and the dance commander is Olivia Breidenbach. Tonight, our show honors our seniors with music they've chosen. First up is indie pop band Fitz and the Tantrums hit 6 a.m., arranged by Mitchell Barnes. Our second song is a hit by Tyler the Creator. Sometimes you have to close the door to open a window. We aren't magicians, but we hope you enjoy New Magic Wand. We'll conclude our performance with a special feature for our seniors and percussionists. Watch them switch it up with Come With Me Now by the Congos.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We're going to talk a little stats here with Coach Graves. So, Coach Graves, before we get into the second half and the stats from the first half, I want you to share with our listeners, the viewers out there, tell us a little bit about the upcoming basketball season. I know you're excited. I want you to share the excitement with the people.
Oh, no, we're looking forward to it. Our guys have been after it, since September when we were allowed to come back, and have our workouts. The guys are really focused right now and trying to change, the culture there with basketball at least and get this thing going in the right direction. I've got a great staff assembled. I've got some new guys out here this year. Shout out to Clayton Morgan. He's my 8th grade coach. I know he's watching by the fire tonight.
Okay.
So I know he's probably there. But
I would also mimic that shout out. Clayton's a good Clayton's a good supporter of Clinton-Massie and Clinton-Massie athletics.
And I got a lot of other guys on staff that do a good job, but the guys are laser focused right now, and we're ready to go. We had our first practice today right after school. It was very high energy, very competitive. I can't wait for tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. I'm going to get them up early, see what they're made of, So we're fired up for it. We got a tough scrimmage next week, Saturday, home against Baden, and so we're going against the GCL right away. I want to see what we can do with some good competition right away.
Talk to us a little bit about having basketball-specific guys. Now, you'll take your football players in a heartbeat. But talk about some guys that have been able to be there all through the summer and all through this first quarter.
I've been with these guys now, most of them, since the beginning of summer. I just got a lot of gym rats right now. They're always texting me, Coach, can I get in the gym? Can I get in the gym? I said, yep, I'll be there. I'll be there.
Right.
And you like that. And then when you add the physicality of some of these football guys coming in, it's a great special blend. But we're starting to get a lot of guys that just really like to concentrate on the game of basketball, and I think that's going to help the future of the program. I always love multiple sport athletes, but these guys are choosing to get better at their craft at the game of basketball.
And talk a little bit about your youth versus experience. So are you going to be young? Are you going to have a little bit of experience? Is it going to be a combination of both?
We're going to be pretty young, but I got, like I said, I just got guys that love to play the game. We'll be junior and sophomore heavy. I'll rely on some seniors to come in and play and give some good minutes. But I think Falcon fans will be really excited of the product that they see out there on the court this year, because it's just guys that are buying in right now. They're seeing kind of the big picture of how we want to do things around the program.
Excellent.
So,
well, we wish you nothing but luck.
Yeah,
wishing nothing but luck. We're excited to talk a little more about basketball as the year goes on, and I'll be calling some of those games.
Yeah.
I'll see you on the sideline and wish a successful season. But hopefully this will be one of those things that we see that change in culture that you said, where the football team has an expectation, now the basketball team's going to have an expectation.
Absolutely.
And meeting the expectation right now is the Clinton-Massie football team.
Yeah, there's no doubt. They're staying true to who they are right now. Let's see. Ooh, wow. Total offense right now. Clinton-Massie's at 273 yards to Unioto's 141. Rushing, 273 for the Falcons, 44 for Unioto. And I think a big key factor here is the receiving. Yeah, we don't have any, but we've held Unioto to 97.
Less than 100 yards in the first half is good. 7 catches for a 13.9 clip. Their rushing total is 44 yards on 13 attempts, 273 yards on the ground, 32 attempts with an 8.5 average. So
can we get a Logan Chesser
stat
line real quick?
Let's do it. 134.
He needed, what did I say?
152 maybe?
He needed I got it right here real quick.
156.
He needed 158 yards and 1,000 for the year, so he's almost
so
there.
Logan Chesser almost at the
huge.
1,000-yard mark. Gavin Hunter with 6 yards per carry. He's got 10 yards and 60 yards total with a touchdown, 2 touchdowns by Logan Chesser. Then Brody Clutter, just those eat-em-up yards that you always expect him to get, 51 yards on 9 attempts. Keegan has had one successful run for a 19-yard game. On the other side, they've got a spread across about 4 or 5 different guys. We haven't seen Casey Dre since early in the first half there. First quarter, Corbin Dement has 4 attempts for 19 yards, and then Matt Griffin has 3 attempts for just 6 yards.
Kudos to the defense of the mat. We are holding all those guys way below their average right now. So, but I know there's a whole second half to go.
No surprise here. Gavin Hunter leading the tackles at 4 tackles. He's got 6 assists so far. You do have the interception by Brighton Rodman. He's got a half sack. Brandon Updike's got a half sack. They met there at the quarterback. Ty Clutter and Adam Frisch, who made that play, has got the sack as well. So we appreciate Eddie Hunter and his excellent statistics job that he does each and every game, giving us those halftime stats. The Shermans will have the ball to start the second half. 20 seconds left as they get ready to start play here in just a moment. They'll be receiving. So what are you looking for? What conversation, if you're Coach Hoops, what conversation are you having at halftime?
I've been in this spot many a times. It's the one you're going to go in there, guys. Guys, keep fighting. Keep fighting. It's not over. We got a whole second half. A lot of things can happen. I think they just need to stay true with what they do. They can't try to go off of what they've done. In this situation, you just keep plugging away with what you do, and just hope the guys' spirits are up. But it's a big series to start this second half for them, big time. They're going to have to try to flip the field here or something to get some momentum going.
And if you're Clinton-Massie, what's the conversation in their locker room?
Stay true to what you do, man. I mean, ground and pound, stay on schedule. There's no reason to get cute. And hopefully we can get a couple scores in here and get some guys out to stay fresh for next week. Which I do have an update on a score for our opponent possibly for next week. You know, I don't like to look ahead, but I'm going to go ahead and say Urbana is up 21-14 on Graham right now. So we would travel to either either one of those places for the winner. So Urbana is up 21-14.
Did you give them a score update?
Yeah, I said Urbana was up 21-14.
21-14, okay.
We travel to whoever wins that game next week.
Yeah, if we can, finish this one here, we'll always stay optimistic but not too up in front there. Just in case you haven't had time, you can still sign up. Go out and do the Monster Mash Dash 5K tomorrow and fun run. That's at Clinton-Massie Middle School. That's tomorrow. It starts at 4 p.m. Lorinda Ottaway, our middle school principal, has put that together. And it's also a trunk or treat tomorrow, 6:30 to 8 p.m. in the elementary parking lot. That's 6:30 to 8 p.m., $5 per parking spot, first come, first choice, and that supports the Clinton-Massie Middle School Student Council. So we love trunk or treats. I had one at church on Wednesday. So we get back to our question of the game. We've got a lot of people sending out some information here. How about king-size Snickers for your favorite and a box of raisins for the worst? Man. That is pretty bad. Because you know what raisins have in them? Worms. So you're giving kids worms. Really? Is that fair? Thank you for Andy Aver sending that in. So we appreciate those that are checking in, telling us if we said, as we said, your favorite Halloween candy and then the worst thing you got. We appreciate it as you're sending those in here.
Circus peanuts? Anybody like circus peanuts?
I'm a big circus peanuts fan, actually. Big fan of circus peanuts. So, okay, we'll come back here with a few more. I do want to give a shout-out. I got to send a shout-out from my wife and me and Baby O, our grandson, which is my son-in-law working the camera for us tonight, son, to my daughter. It's a happy 25th birthday.
Oh, nice.
It's her birthday today.
Happy birthday.
So if you know Madison, send her a little shout-out there and say, happy birthday, Madison. We appreciate taking the time, checking in with us with your favorite Halloween candy and the one you absolutely never want to see in your basket again. Tony Lampy calling in. Thanks for the broadcast. Okay. Gotcha. So he just appreciates you checking in for the broadcast and talking a little bit about friends there in Honolulu. So, all right.
Honolulu.
How about that?
Man.
From all over the world. I sent a electronic newsletter from the central office, and it shows me where people look at it. We had people looking at it in Paris, South Africa, England, and then all over the United States. The kick by Ian McGinnis, another big, tall, deep kick to the 5-yard line. This time there is a reverse, but it goes right into the Clinton-Massie kickoff coverage. Out of bounds goes
21.
21.
Out of bounds. Fox was on that reverse.
So 21 is Alexander Mills, a junior, 5'11", 160, running back and strong safety. So the reverse not netting a tremendous amount of yards for him this time. So it's going to start off, and what are you thinking about this first drive? What do you need to see? What do you have to get out of the first drive to keep everybody in this game?
I think they're going to go back to what you saw early on with the run game with them, getting to the hash mark, to the numbers a little bit.
A lot of side-to-side running.
Yes, yeah. I think they're going to get back to that, but we'll see.
Right up the middle. He's going to be met by Elijah Grove, but he's able to drive his feet forward for a forward motion. Second down and 6 will come. The Unioto Shermans back to the line of scrimmage. Grove with the stop.
I still think if you're the Falcons here, you want to eliminate that big play. Keep getting these guys lining up. You don't want them to skid a big 80-yard bomb here to get the crowd back in it. Make them earn anything that they're going to get the rest of this half.
Owen Trick checks in at the defensive tackle position. Elijah Grove goes out for just a moment. Brighton Rodman's your right defensive end. Brandon Updike, your left defensive end. Lots of pressure and an interception for Rodman so far from both of those positions. Looks like a false start, but they don't call that one. This one's going to go side to side.
Nice
Staying
job.
out of side is that Tristan Trampler continuing, or that's Peyton Brewer? Peyton Brewer was able to,
fantastic.
Nice job.
Set the edge there.
Yes,
he
he
took
did.
on that kick-out block and was able to set the edge. If he doesn't set that, he's able to turn up field and get more yardage. And that was one thing I know Coach Rolfe talked about with his the defense was setting that edge. It was one of the main goals going into tonight.
3rd and 5 with no gain on that play brings the Unioto Shermans to the line of scrimmage off the left-hand hash, 27, 28-yard line. The shotgun snap, the give. He finds an opening, and that's going to be a first down run. Well, no, actually they're going to, it looks like they're going to move a first down run on 3rd down. So it's going to be a new set of downs for the Shermans starting off this drive exactly like they wanted. They want to at least turn the chains over at least one time.
Yeah, good little run there. You saw him plant his foot in the ground and get straight upfield. I thought he was going to continue to come outside and get stuffed, but he saw a little hole and got upfield.
1st and 10 from their own 30.
The Shermans again with the double wing, the motion this time. Newton hoops. He's got Brody Green breathing down his neck. Brody Green is able to bring him down. The ball goes onto the ground, so that's going to be an incomplete pass on first down. Couple more shout-outs. Gene in Port Charlotte, Florida, working with Operation Barbecue Relief, feeding hurricane victims. Go Massey, we appreciate you doing that work. Love McCoy brothers, 70 and 45. Love Nana and Davey checking in.
I want to give a shout-out real quick. I just got a text here from old
Go right ahead.
Mr. Ron Ruddick, his grandson, Blake Burris, who's my neighbor, who I just love that kid to death.
Yeah.
I want to say, hey, Blake, what's going on, buddy?
Awesome.
You're up past your bedtime.
Yeah, good to hear. So on the counter, it's going to be a good run, but not for first down yardage, so it's going to be 3rd and 3. How about I don't like bubble gum? That's pretty simple. Just no bubble gum. Don't give me bubble gum when we're out trick-or-treating. Good luck, Coach Graves, on an upcoming basketball season. Awesome. Ryan Wilkinson, listening from Hartville, Ohio. We appreciate that shout-out.
Ryan. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Great player back in the day for
yes,
Falcons.
absolutely. Both the Wilkinsons.
Yes.
We'll take – you'd like to find one of them in the hallways, right, exactly. The Shermans, a receiver to the right, a receiver to the left, which is Maddox Fox. The snap, he's looking towards Fox. The tip, and it's down on the ground, so another deflected pass by Clinton-Massie is going to make it 4th and 4 on the Shermans' 37-yard line.
Decision-making time here.
Go Massey from Corby Running in Seattle, Washington. Worst Halloween candy is black licorice. The best Halloween candy is a Take 5 bar.
Ooh,
yes,
I'll go Take 5.
That's a good kind of a good mix right there. Yeah. So the Sherman's going to stay on the field down 24-0 with 10 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. They're deciding to go and kind of gamble a little bit right here.
If you're Falcons, watch the screen.
They need some offense to stay consistent. The snap, he steps way back. The pass over the middle is one, but he's going to be brought down before he gets the line to gain.
Hunter, Gavin. Oh, we got some laundry.
Flag on the field came after the play was completed, and already the defense was headed off to the sideline. So we're going to get a call in just a second. How about a favorite is Butterfinger? The worst is Three Musketeers. I don't know. I think you'd have some arguments on that one. So it looks like it's going to be a taunting penalty against Clinton-Massie. No, I apologize. Against the Shermans. I'm surprised at that. So it's going to be a turnover on downs. Yeah. We're going to go back to Clinton-Massie. They're going to reset the chains to go from the Looks like a 15-yard variety. So that's going to bring the ball in a short field to the 21-yard line on the left-hand hash. So if you're the Shermans, that's exactly what you didn't need. You didn't need a stopped drive on the offense, and you certainly didn't need a penalty after the play was over.
No.
You get to the point where just emotions and nerves are going. These are young men.
These are young men. I don't want to say
absolutely.
Yeah, take anything.
Absolutely.
A lot of emotions are going on out there. They've had,
Overload right. The ball to Chesser. He stopped immediately and brought back. That's going to be only a 1-yard gain there, so it's going to be 2nd and 9. How about the best is $1,000 The worst is black licorice from Davison and Lance families in Clarksville. Go Falcons. The best Halloween candy is Smarties or Reese Cups. The worst are those gross peanut butter taffy things. That actually was going to be my number 2. The gross peanut butter, the orange wrapper.
I kind of like this. I do. I'm not going to lie. I didn't know what the name was for them, or I would have said.
They're just called gross.
Oh, okay.
Gross peanut butter wrapper.
Yeah.
Gross. Yeah. Overload right. The ball to Gavin Hunter. He's got plenty of green space on the left-hand side. He finds an opening. He's able to stiff arm one man and goes down after being brought down in the defensive backfield. It's going to be stopped before the line to gain, and it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
Say if you're the Falcons, no need to rush here. Take your time.
How about the worst candy is an apple? Absolutely.
Yeah,
who wants an apple?
Yeah.
That's like getting the popcorn ball or the toothbrush.
Yep.
Double tices your look. It goes to Gavin Hunter again. He finds a big opening on the left-hand side, which is going to be a 1st down. This time it's going to be a flag off of the left sideline. It looks like face mask. Yep, a face mask call, so we're going to add, I'd say, half the distance to the goal because it's going to be stopped at about the 5. So Clinton-Massie not only is moving the ball but getting the benefit of penalties. And if you go back to what we talked about, what are the 2 negative things, Coach, that you got to fix when you're looking at film after Game 10? He said silly penalties, and unfortunately it's come to bite him in the second half.
These are probably some, like you talked about with the emotions of these guys right now. Just those penalties that are not wanted.
So also the worst candy or the worst thing you could get is a church pamphlet knocking on trick or treat. That's from Memes, and the worst one was another apple by Buki. So they don't want the church pamphlets. Just give them some candy.
Gavin.
How about Gavin?
It's
easy walk in for a touchdown. That's going to be his 2nd one of the night. And Clinton-Massie asserting their authority on offense with a short 20-yard field. And you can see the faces of the Unioto faithful drop as they start this second half with another touchdown by the Falcons.
This is just what we do, and this is what I think teams were afraid of with us when you got in the playoffs. You're sitting as a 13 seed. You do not want to see Clinton-Massie on that line, man.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but.
And the kick by McGinnis
I take nothing
is
away
good.
From these guys.
Not at all. They've had a great season.
Yeah.
And I will say this, does the competition level – I don't know. I know their league.
Yeah.
I know their league. I don't know their competition. So Piketon and Huntington and I believe Chillicothe, Zane Trace are teams that I know. But, when you look, I believe you had a stat of their win-loss records.
Yeah, they were above 500 teams. They were 3-1. Benton County, Piketon, Zane Trace, who they lost to, who went undefeated, and Paint Valley.
So they played teams with winning records, and they beat them for the most part, other than Zane Trace. So they did what they were supposed to do, but they're coming against a Clinton-Massie team that is kind of peaking at the right time. And if I'm their coach, I don't know that I was all that excited to see on Joe Idle at 12 midnight.
No.
Unioto versus Clinton-Massie.
I would agree 100%.
Yeah. From Kelly and Allison Lamb, Go Falcons beat the Tanks. They love the bite-sized Snickers, and they also hate your what they called elephant peanuts.
Oh, yeah.
The circus peanuts there. Yeah. So the kick by McGinnis, another good one that spins. This time it's going to go out of bounds, though, so that's going to give them their best field position so far at the 35-yard line. Thank you for broadcasting the game. My favorite candy is Reese Cups. My least favorite candy is Almond Joy. So you can have all their Almond Joys.
Send them my way.
Go High School Falcons and 4th grade Super Bowl-bound Falcons. Right. Number 15, shout out Jake Reardon. Favorite was Reese Cups for sure. How about favorite is Snickers? Worst is last year's Christmas candy canes.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a tough one. If you're trying to be cheap and sending out the candy canes from last Christmas, how about watching from the shop in Sabina, Sherry and Rick McDowell? We appreciate you sending that shout out. Go Massey from Wilmington, Ohio. That's Dean. Dean shooting us out. We appreciate Dean. The Horners just home from middle school dance, watching now. Let's go Falcons. So the Unioto Shermans, they give the ball to number 44. I believe that's Dolison. He's going to be met in the backfield and stopped by, it looks like, Nolan Phipps and Brandon Updike, who has had a very good
solid
game.
by Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon's come to play. Brighton Rodman's come to play. The whole defense, to be truthful, has come to play.
Locked in all across the board. Just locked in, man, and especially this defense holding this team to very minimal yardage.
Yeah, what's an average passing game for the Unioto Shermans?
167 yards a game in the air. 259 on the ground.
And they had stopped them with only 97 in the first half in the air. So this time the run goes wide and able to find a little bit of room after 2 missed tackles. Nolan Phipps puts him out of bounds after 4 yards is the gain. Did look like there was some defense in the backfield. They slipped and made their way around them and was able to get a successful second down run, making it now 3rd and, they're going to give him a little more than that, so it's actually 3rd and 2. The best is Snickers. The worst, peanut butter cups. Make sure everyone checks their candy. You got to make sure you check your candy. So keep those kids safe. We don't want anybody hurt in that. Newton Hoops steps back. He's got pressure from Grow. He's going to try to get the ball. It's going to be a fumble. Shermans are going to get on it, but Clinton-Massie, they're going to call that ball an incomplete pass, I believe. So, they're going to say it's an incomplete pass. He threw the beanie bag. They threw the bean bag, which made me think that it was a fumble, but they're going to call that an incomplete pass. So, yet again, pressure. Elijah Grow is all over Newton Hoops tonight.
I've been very pleased with the pressure Clinton-Massie has been able to get on these guys.
And they're getting it with the 4.
Yeah, they're not
getting it with the 4,
the 4 up front.
I've seen Phipps blitz twice.
Yeah.
And other than that, they're making that pressure with the 4. Brody Green, Elijah Grow, both Updike and Brighton Rodman are in the backfields. Yeah, that needs to be reset. So they reset the ball because it was an incomplete pass. So it's going to be 4th and 2 at this point with 5:55 left. 31-0 is your score. You got to go for it if you're the Sherman Tanks. So they're getting the play from the head coach, which is Hoops. Bringing his guys to the line of scrimmage does Newton Hoops. Double wing, the snap, the ball to Griffin. He has a nice run for first down. He's brought down deep to the defensive backfield, so that's going to be a successful movement of chains on 4th down 4. And Brandon Updike gets up very slowly there. We want to make sure that he's safe and feeling good. He'll come off, and Tate McCoy will come into the game on the left defensive side.
Maybe just a little.
Maybe got a little bell rung, a little zinger there,
I think he's going to be all right.
Yeah, having a great game.
Here. Yeah.
Absolutely. The Shermans up to the line of scrimmage, a receiver to the right, a receiver to the left. Newton Hoops gets the snap. He fakes the in. It looks like a screen pass, which they absolutely complete at the 42-yard line. Knocked out of bounds goes number 26. That's Tuttle, and he's knocked out of bounds by Nolan Phipps. So you see the freshman Phipps, you see the freshman Tristan Trampler, and you think to yourself, hey, the future may be pretty bright. You got a freshman class that did a great job this year.
Let's just take a look out there defensively right now. I think the only senior you got is Gavin Hunter.
Yeah, since Updike is off the field, right? Yeah. So you got Gavin Hunter's on the field as a senior, and it looks like the rest of this team on defense would be returning next year.
Pups,
Snap. It looks like Newton gets out of his stance as a false start, but I think they're giving it to him at that point. So 44, Dolison gets the catch, and a completion is going to be for a first down. he's kind of moving his back foot just a little bit before he actually gets the snap.
To the couple plays prior to this, I was going to yell false start, but I didn't.
Yeah, they want to let him play at this point, which makes sense. It's 31-0 with 3:48 left in the third quarter. The Shermans on the move. They're going right to left on your TV screen as the Clinton-Massie defense brings in Owen Trick down the middle and also Adam Frisch to clog up some of those holes there in the middle and see what they can do.
Here.
1st and 10 for the Shermans. Dolison goes, but the run is up the middle, and it's a good run right there. A nice, hard charging run by Griffin. Again, Coach said Griffin is that all do it all back. He can run the ball. He can play defense. He can return kicks. I think he fills water bottles and cooks hamburgers at halftime. I mean, he's just that guy.
Yeah.
Hoops brings the huddle back together.
And it seems like, Unioto is right now, no little urgency at all. They're kind of taking their time still, which I'm surprised with a little bit. But
yeah, you would think they'd go with like a check with me system at the line, but I think they are, and you've stated statistically, they are a run-heavy team. Yeah. So, I mean, it's hard to make those plays and calls from the line. Newton Hoops Jr. will be back next year. The coach, his dad has said he really appreciates the growth he's seen in Newton. Really committed over the year, over the summer to the weight room, and definitely it's shown so far. He's a student of the game, very competitive guy. So we love those type of players to showcase Southwest and Southern Ohio football. So it looks like they're going to measure. And while they're going to measure, we're going to talk about our friends at Sam's Meats. Stop by Sam's Meats in Wilmington and support a locally owned and operated business. You'll find fresh pork, chicken, and beef. Dine in or carry out and enjoy homemade hot bar meals and grill items. Sam's Meats also offers catering, party trays, and homemade desserts. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday. They are also hiring. Apply for a full or part-time position today. So, Steve Graves, I've got to ask you, do you know the secret of Sam's Meats?
I do not.
It's the bacon. If you've ever had bacon in your life that you think is good, I challenge you to get some Sam's Meats bacon and not be able to say, yeah, this is better.
All right.
It's the best. It's absolutely the best. They ran a special a couple years ago, the Baker Bacon Bundle, 5 pounds of bacon for $25. You couldn't beat that. That was a great deal. It was a great deal. Hopefully they sold a lot of bacon. I didn't see any royalties, but I'm not upset about that. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Hoops steps back, and an interception is in the hands of Miles Thege.
Played that to a T.
Miles Thege with an excellent game. He's got a pass defended and an interception. That's the second interception by Newton Hoops, and you can see a dejected Fox coming off the field right now.
Miles Thege, no disrespect, has kept him in check tonight.
Yeah, he has.
He's done a real good job on him.
So I've looked forward to seeing this Fox young man because he is touted as a collegiate level receiver, and there's no question that he has skills and ability. But unfortunately, Clinton-Massie has done well to defend him tonight.
No doubt.
Yeah, respect to him, but respect to the Clinton-Massie defense. So with 2 minutes left in the third quarter, you could see a running clock in the fourth.
Yeah,
potentially.
I see us trying to come out here and put a statement. I really do. I'm not saying we're going to try to run the score up, but I do know we're going to be hungry to try to put another touchdown in, maybe another there. Then but I do know they're going to try to come out here and make a statement tonight.
The snap goes to Gavin Hunter. He meets a wall of purple, so he's going to be stopped for no gain, 2nd down and 10. I would say there was a purple haze there.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
I like that.
Thank you. Well, without EJ here, I've got to get the cheesy line counter out and at least get a couple on the scoreboard.
This won't come from me.
There you go. There you go. That's all right. We're trying to make up for him. If EJ's listening, we appreciate all he does for us. Great color commentator and even a better pastor. So back to the line of scrimmage goes Clinton-Massie, keeping Tate McCoy in this game. It's a double tight set. Wishbone backfield. Keegan Lamb looking to the back judge, making sure he sees that we're down to 5 seconds. The snap to Hunter again. The opening a little better this time, but still that wall of purple moving off to the right-hand side.
Uh-oh.
And the flag comes out.
Extracurricular. The Massie crowd was really, another one. Oh.
Yeah, second one comes out. It looks like the Unioto is unfortunately concerned about the score and kind of how this game is going. So we'll see and sort this out. And while we're sorting this out with the penalties, we're going to give some love to Trampler Brothers Paving. Trampler Brothers Paving is a family-owned and operated full-service company specializing in commercial, industrial, and residential asphalt paving, seal coating, and excavation, developing trusting relationships and our customers through exceptional work, customer service, and integrity, proudly serving Clinton, Warren, Butler, and Hamilton County since 1935. Call us for a free quote at 513-777-6747. What are we seeing here?
It was unsportsmanlike conduct. Like you said, the emotions out there for the Shermans right now, having a hard time controlling them, but yeah, they're young kids. That's something that I've tried to preach with my guys this year. Is our big motto is controlling the controllables, controlling our attitude.
Saw that, yeah.
Controlling, what we do, so, and that's tough.
And when you've got some seniors that have been playing, Coach said, since their sophomore year, they feel like this was going to be their year. You pick up Clinton-Massie in the first round, and you just got to kind of feel a little dejected to say, man, this is not how we wanted things to end. And unfortunately, with 31 seconds left in the third quarter, up 31-0, the snap goes to Keegan Lamb. The toss goes to Logan Chesser. He finds an opening. He makes two people miss and gets a 5-yard gain on that run. And it just doesn't look like for the Sherman it's going to work out the way they want it to.
Number 6, Kessler, the ball carrier.
Good third quarter for Massie there, coming out and doing what we do. I mean,
kind of keeping the foot on the gas and doing exactly. I mean, you had a short field. You were given a short field, but you did exactly what you're supposed to do with it.
Yes.
So as we go back to our friends at Merchants National Bank, when it comes to the good things in life, it's all about local. The local bakery, coffee shop, sports teams like the Falcons, especially local banking. Find your place at Merchants National Bank. They have 17 locations, including 2 right here in the community, not necessarily in Unioto, but probably in Wilmington.
Yes.
From great rates on the loans you need to online banking tools and accounts that fit your lifestyle, their team lives and works in our community, including their newest teammate, Chief Financial Officer, Falcon parent, and coach of the Clinton-Massie Middle School golf team, Jake DeHart. Merchants National Bank, your local hometown bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. We also want to thank our friends at Campus Nation. Team Campus Nation, thanks you for tuning in. To stay up to date on all our broadcasts, upcoming and archive, make sure you like the Campus Nation Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Destination Outlets. Can you believe it's almost that time to deck the halls, get a jump on your shopping, and enjoy the second annual Holiday Festival of Destination Outlets in Jeffersonville, Ohio, this November 19th, starting at 5 p.m. Make it a family affair with photos with Santa, live performances, and more. We hope to see you there. Do you understand what Tuesday is, Coach Graves?
Tuesday?
November 1st, Tuesday. Do you know what that represents? The start of Christmas music on the radio.
Nice.
The day my wife lives for.
Okay.
The day that she counts down from when Christmas is over the year before. She says 11 months until November 1st.
Okay, I didn't know
5
that.
months until November 1st. Hey, do you know it's 2 weeks till Christmas music starts? The give is to Clutter. He's able to get a good run there, turning it into a 3rd down and 2. So Christmas music for all those Christmas fans out there, you'll be able to tune into your local radio stations on Tuesday and hear that beautiful Christmas music. In fact, maybe we can talk Coach Graves into give us a rendition of Holy or Silent Night. What do you think? No? You're not feeling it? No Silent Night? Okay. Tyler Hodge, can I count on you for a little Jingle Bells? No. Rick, what do you think? We don't want to hear that. The viewership will drop dramatically if Rick Phillips starts singing Christmas songs. Brody Clutter with a hard run and getting a 1st down, and he's been kind of quiet, but tough quiet.
Tough quiet, yes.
Tough quiet.
That's a
so
good
that
point there, yep.
Starting the first quarter with 2 hard runs by Cody Clutter, nets a 1st down for Clinton-Massie. So you're going to be at the 35-yard line, right in the middle of the field. As you crossed into the Sherman territory by about 15 yards or so. So we're going to see Clinton-Massie trying to put a nail into this 31-0 with only 10:30 left. Feels pretty good, but one more score is definitely going to take this Unioto faithful off of the stands and back to their cars. So Clinton-Massie offensive line, who has controlled the line of scrimmage the entire night, congratulations to them, which Coach Hoops felt like could have been the theme as they come into this game. He was concerned about that offensive line, and they've shown and proved themselves so far. We do have just a few more candies coming in. Oh, yes, we do. How about Go Falcons from Angie Weiss and Chelsea? We appreciate that shout-out. Yes, go 4th grade Falcons, number 32, Bryson Burlau. Thanks for the broadcasting tonight. Go Falcons. They love the Sugar Daddy, but they hate the Circus Peanuts. So your Circus Peanuts, people have been with you on the Circus Peanuts. No love for the Circus Peanuts.
And that's why I was saying, like I talked with Coach Zantini earlier, he loves those and candy corn.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I actually like them both, too. So me and Z are on the same page.
No.
Appreciate Coach Z taking control of some things after the game last week. I appreciate him stepping up as he did to make sure everybody got safe out of the pitch. After the option look, it's given to Logan Chesser off the right-hand side. He's going to go out of bounds, but not after he gets 20 yards, and he's going to be at the 10-yard line, so they're actually going to call it 1st and goal from the 10.
And just when you didn't think we had any option, it was always give.
Yep.
There it was.
Pitch.
There's a pitch.
And they've run that play. That was actually a similar play. Now, the blocking might have been a little different as the 2-point conversion in the championship game.
Yeah.
So, again, we appreciate Coach Z and his actions last week to keep everybody safe as they went home. Best, Werther's Apples filled. Worst, Madison Thompson's Cookies. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know if that's maybe somebody made. Yeah.
It was like coming like a pack of 6.
There you go. So the give to Chesser again. He drives his offensive lineman another 2 to 3 yards and gets down to the 5-yard line. So even after contact, is able to get another 2 to 3 yards on that. So hearing Coach Graves' excitement about the upcoming season makes me want to lace them up one more time. Go Falcons. I appreciate that. Brady Russell's uncle's here. Let's dial up a play to get the boy in the end zone, get that fire burning. So we'll see after 8-11 if this one goes towards the Falcons. Coach, you said it's either Urbana or it's St. Paris Graham.
That's right. It's a homecoming for me next week.
There you go. Talk about that a little bit.
I'm going back to Champaign County either way. I'm a graduate of Graham.
Okay.
When I played football at Graham, our big rival was Urbana, so I'm excited to go back to Champaign County. And people don't know that, Coach McSorley, his first coaching job was at Graham as a head coach. As Keegan gets ready to take the snap here.
Gives the fullback the ball. He's met quickly and driven back.
I know that he would love to go back up in there and play them, or when he was coaching at Graham, the rival was Urbana.
They're not bad at wrestling either.
No, and I can remember to this day when I was a water boy at Graham, Coach McSorley looking up at the Graham crowd and just throwing his hands up, trying to get them fired up after a bad penalty call or something. Him and the ref were having some issues. I'll remember that. And
that hasn't changed much,
no,
actually.
It hasn't. So it is going to be a cool. I think it'll be
experience
neat for Coach
for him. Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, as for you,
going back to where
either
he kind of
side.
started. Either way, it doesn't matter which field he goes to. It'll bring back some memories for him.
3rd down and I'd say 3rd and goal from the 4. This time a split backfield. It's going to go to number 5. That's Brody Clutter. Touchdown, Clinton-Massie.
Got him in there.
Good job for the senior to finish this game off with a touchdown. 37-0 is your score at this point. If you're Unioto, I don't know that you saw this coming, to be truthful.
No, I don't think so either. I think they kind of got shocked there early on, and it was just downhill after that. They had one good series where they really drove the ball, and after that it was just,
and that was a turnover on downs. That's happened a couple times, and then the 2 interceptions definitely hurt them. It's a good team. You go 9-1. It end up maybe 9-2 at the end of this game, but excellent season for Coach Hoops, and he'll get ready to go coach some hoops here in just a minute as the head basketball coach. That kick by McGinnis is a good, and it's going to be 6:09 left as he kicks off. 38-0 is your score. We do have a shout out from Mrs. Wisman. One of our teachers said, not only is it time for the Christmas music, it's time to put the tree up. She wants to put the tree up at this point. Coach Zantini steps out of the coach's box. We appreciate him stopping by. Looks like 38-0 is going to bring him down to the sideline and allow maybe even a young guy or two to be able to get in. In the first round of the playoffs, that's pretty special.
It is. Get those guys in there to get a little taste of it. By OHSAA rules, it will be I think a running clock now.
Yeah.
I do believe they do that in the playoffs as well.
Yep.
So this game should wrap up pretty quickly here, and I'm trying to get a score on that Graham-Urbana game. I can't get one yet.
Way to go, Miles Thiegy. You're having a great game as a
yeah,
shout-out as well. Yeah, let's see if we can get a few scores here. We'd love to see if our Clinton County friends are doing well. We have Wilmington. Let's see what the Hurricane is doing right now. 28-7 is Wapakoneta up on Wilmington. So Griffin
Good stick by
getting,
Chess.
yeah, it looks like Logan Chesser with the tackle there. So a kickoff coverage by your leading rusher, and I believe he's probably hit his mark at this point.
I think he's got to be over 1,000 yards.
I think he's over 1,000 yards for the season.
Good job for him. That's just a cool stat to have, especially with all the running backs that we've had come through Clinton-Massie that have reached that milestone and then some.
And the fact that he's a sophomore.
Yes.
How about Blanchester, 46-21 in the third quarter over Summit Country Day. Excellent.
Wow. That's
yeah,
good.
Good job.
I was just reading also, the SBC giving some love. New Richmond was tied with Tecumseh 21-21 I just saw. So good. That's good for our conference. Good for our league.
Awesome.
So I just saw that score pop up as well.
How about this? This is interesting. Someone sent me a message. I actually own a candy company, Lida Rose Candies. If you are announcing next week, which we hope that Graham or Urbana lets us in, I will bring you a bag of caramels and the best peanut brittle from a 100-year-old family recipe. So if we can get in, we've got some candy waiting for us next week.
What was that place?
It says Lida Rose Candies. Lida Rose Candy. So we appreciate the owner of Lida Rose Candy willing to give us some treats. We didn't get tricked, or maybe they are giving us a trick, and we're not going to get the treats, but I hope so. Out of bounds goes Tuttle.
Number 26, Tuttle, the ball carrier.
19-6 Western Brown over Mount Healthy at halftime, and I have to say that's a little surprised that they're not up by a little more than that.
They would be too.
Yeah. So checking the scores of other games as we're down to the 4:44 mark in this game where Clinton-Massie is up 38-0. A dominating performance, honestly, on both sides of the ball. Scoring at will on short fields at times, at long fields at times, but then playing great defense with 2 interceptions.
And we've seen this the past few weeks. We've seen this team keep growing and getting better and getting better and getting better. And credit to their non-league schedule, getting them ready for these moments like this too. So
Griffin breaks one off on the right-hand side. He goes out of bounds at the 37-yard line. They're going to call him out at the 39. So the Urbana team you mentioned, what's their mascot?
Urbana Hill Climbers.
Hill Climbers. Okay, let's see what the Hill Climbers. Okay, so right now it's 28-14. Urbana up on St. Paris Graham in the third quarter.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So maybe the Hill Climbers and maybe the St. Paris Graham Falcons. But it looks like a Falcon win is inevitable here with 3:45 left, a running clock, 38-0. Looks like the counter is missed by one man but brought down quickly after a gain of 5.
And it looks like Clinton-Massie has subbed out, obviously, keep our guys healthy here these last few minutes. But we've talked about the last time we were on a broadcast, Coach Rolfe wants a shutout.
Yes, he does. Justin Beekman is in the game. It looks like Tate McCoy stays in the game. Let's see.
Hunter's in there.
It looks like Marshall
line.
Hunter. Yep. And then the other defensive end, we'll try to get you a number 30-something. We'll get that in just a second. Tuttle with a motion. Dement with the handoff. He's going to be stopped by our defensive end on that side, and we'll get you a name and a number on that in just a second. Also in on that tackle is number 32, Hunter Mons.
Tackle made by number 11, Clutter.
Clutter helped with that. Tristan Trampler helped with that. 37, I believe, is Josh McCamish, a defensive end. 12th grader getting some time here in the playoffs, so we appreciate that.
Awesome. You got, I think you got old Eli Muterspaw back there at safety.
Ty Phipps is in at the corner position. Like you said, Muterspaw. Looks like Tristan Trampler stays in there with this young group. Mons is a linebacker that I know they're expecting a lot of over these next couple years. And as you said, Coach Rolfe does not. Uh-oh, a miscommunication, but he is able to get outside. He slides down when Clutter comes up to hit him. That might have been a little bit of the reputation from the first 2 sticks that Clutter gave earlier in the game. He just slid down and said, hey, I'm going to live to fight another day.
Oh, yeah. I had a chance to talk with Ty today, too, and like I said, I told him earlier, he was loving his assignment for this week. He was able to just fly around and just be able to hit people.
Yeah, ball hawk. Ball hawk.
He
Find
was
the ball.
really fired up for it.
Yeah.
So I'll have to give him some props come either tomorrow morning or Monday at school.
And if you reach back to your old days, do you remember what offense the Urbana or St. Paris Graham runs?
Well, I think you're going to look in right now. Urbana's going to be spread offense.
Gotcha.
Something that we are used to.
Yeah,
they
we've
are
seen
not
a lot
going to be
of
a power football team.
Tate McCoy. An interception by Clinton-Massie.
Uh-oh.
And he stays on his feet but goes out of bounds at the 50-yard line. That's 32. And 32 for the Falcons is Hunter Mons. Like we said, a lot of expectation for Hunter Mons later on. And he's able to make an interception in the playoffs.
That's sweet. That's great.
123 left.
As getting into it,
yes,
man. I'm
absolutely.
telling you what. People were down on this team earlier in the year. Mm-hmm. And, we're this, we're that. No. It's Clinton-Massie football, guys.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, we were down a little bit, but they've grown. They've been coached. This youth is getting experience, a lot of excitement out there. I couldn't be more happier for this group because they were getting a lot of heat from a lot of people.
And you took on an Edgewood team that finished number 2 in the Harbin rankings.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And went toe-to-toe with a freshman in the backfield at that point and a quarterback who had only had one single start.
Exactly.
And you're now facing the Unioto Shermans, who had a great year.
Yep.
But as far as competition, that out of league, that out of schedule or conference schedule definitely helped you and prepared for this game. And a lot of sportsmanship being shown right here. Unioto and Clinton-Massie dapping it up and just appreciating the effort of both sides here. Looks like we're going to need to take one more knee, and that should bring this game to an end. We appreciate you joining. We're going to get some stats for you as soon as this game is over. Both teams will line up at the 50-yard lines. Congrats to Coach Hoops and a 9-1, 9-2 now season for the Unioto Shermans. The second time they made the playoff recently in the last few years, so congratulations to their program in general. Moving up, they went 4-6. I'm sorry, 5-4 his first year, 4-6 last year, and 9-1 this year. Second place in their league. Great job. They're going to recoup and get ready for next year with a few of those major skill positions coming back, and probably some changeover on both of the sides of the lines. Clinton-Massie lives to fight another day, goes 6-5 now. So after starting off with a tough out of conference schedule and losses in those first 4 games, you're able to find pay dirt, if you will, for 5 of the last 6, now 6 out of the last 7. And it was all Clinton-Massie at this point. And this is this is nothing said against Unioto at all. They're a great team. They're a nice young man. They've been more than accommodating him. They have a beautiful field. They have big stands. Everything's great out here in Unioto. But it was the Falcons' night.
They did. They played with a chip on their shoulder. It was something to prove tonight. And that I'm getting in my coach mode right now. I'm getting fired up just talking about it. I am so proud of this group right now. Like I said, I can't talk about them enough. It's just great. Great job for the Falcons, and just awesome.
Yeah, number 65 by Unioto, showing respect to the coaches, coming over, shaking hands. A lot of those Unioto players are doing the same thing. Congratulations on a great season to Coach Hoops and the Shermans, but they'll go ahead and pack up for tonight, and we appreciate Eddie Hunter bringing us the stats for the end of the game. So your final score, as we said, it was all Clinton-Massie at this point. We feel that the second half went, kind of like the first half. We're going to try to get some updated numbers for you here. So give me just a second, and let's get this one. 38-0 is your final score. And let's check our stats here. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get those going. Here we go. Now we're refreshed. How about 346 total yards of offense to 243 at Unioto? They both ran 51 plays.
Wow.
That's unique.
It is.
Unfortunately, just not the way of the Shermans tonight. 6.8 yards a play for Clinton-Massie, 4.8 for Unioto. They just couldn't get a lot of possessions.
No.
They didn't have the ball a long period
did
of
not.
time. So if you want to go down to individual stats, you got to start with Logan Chesser, who clips the 1,000-yard mark at 167 for the game on 15 attempts. So that's an 11.1 average and 2 touchdowns. So talk just for a second, Coach Graves. You've watched film where a kid stands out on the basketball court and you have to plan your defense around them. If you're a team facing the Clinton-Massie Falcons, do you have to pick up number 6 right away?
I do believe. Yeah, I think he's come on so strong this year that he's able to finally see that hole, plant his foot, get upfield.
And has the speed
and has
to
that speed.
separate.
He has that breakaway speed. And I think that has to be moving on to next week. He's going to stand out on this film.
I'm telling you, the dirty yards, I call them, the hidden yards, Gavin Hunter, Brody Clutter with 16 and 13 attempts respectively, 85 yards, 66 yards, but 5 yards a carry.
Gritty yards there. I like that a lot. And I think that's a great formula for this group this year. If those guys can get that 80 to 60 and then Logan gets that 100 plus, that's the formula this year for us.
Trudge, pop.
Yeah.
Trudge, pop.
And you bring up past teams like last year. We had 3 guys that were 150 yards apiece. It's a little different this year. So we're going to have those plug guys with the big guy.
And you notice Coach stayed with a hot hand because Gabe McDowell just got the 1 carry. Logan had 15.
I'm kind of curious. I don't know if maybe I just didn't see anything. Did you see Gabe on defense at all?
I didn't actually.
I didn't either.
Okay.
So I don't know what.
Yeah, we need to check on that and see. I see him walking off.
Though,
on his own power. So let's hope that he's in good shape. Do you have any update on Gabe McDowell? Was he injured at all or no? Okay. So Gavin Hunter, 8 tackles. He had 4 solos and 8 assists. Gabe McDowell actually on defense shows 3 tackles.
Okay.
So maybe we just missed him. Elijah Groh having a great game. Tristan Trampler, Nolan Phipps, Brody Green. And I would have to say the guy, whether he shows up big in the stats or not, that just played lights out as both the defensive ends. Brandon Updike, he had a couple tackles. He had a tackle for loss. He had a sack. A lot of hurries.
Yes.
Brighton Rodman with his interception as well.
Rodman came out and balled tonight.
Absolutely.
Got a couple tip passes. Between him and Updike, they did a great job playing the ends, rushing the quarterback. Just a well-designed stuff on both sides of the ball tonight, defensively and offensively. We schemed really well, and pretty cool little tribute here they're playing around. Kenny Chesney's Boys of Fall song playing it here for one last time for Unioto. Pretty cool little tribute.
Yeah, seniors that are coming off the field for the final time. This is their home field, so we appreciate their hospitality. Just a couple last shout-outs we want to make sure to get in because we appreciate people checking in. They've done all night. Shout-out to Eli Muterspaw, freshman, getting a little playoff time from Jude Muterspaw. How about tell Mrs. Wisman her younger uncle says no Christmas music or trees until after Turkey Day, which I actually am, although that'll never stand in my house, I would agree with that.
Yeah, that's all right.
How about Tayton tricked and treated us tonight? So good job, Tayton McCoy. Excellent job. And again, another hearing Coach Graves' excitement about the upcoming season gets them excited. Go Falcons. So getting a little love there.